ready for more Romulan stuff. After we do this stupid TFO. Let's get this thing out of the way. Well, PAX has really easy endeavors today. So, who wants to join us? Speak up, or be destroyed. This is not a ground mission. No, this is a space mission, I think? Actually, hang on, before I say that. Never mind, this is a ground mission. Which is perfect. So, I'm gonna need my team to agree to carry me, effectively. It's because there's a reason for it. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I kind of want to show something off. So... It's fine, Kay. You got this. I technically need one more, but I actually need probably closer to 6 more. We need 10 people total. So I'm going to invite one more person, and then I'm going to ask everyone else to just queue for it. It's the Universal, so we should be okay. Like, there should be people queuing for it. While I'm here, I do need to kill Tholians on Nukara, so I'm gonna go kill Tholians on Nukara. Binary circuit is ground, as you can see right there. Well, we're technically going to get our 5th, but again, I'm going to ask everyone else to just queue up, regardless of whether you're in the group or not. So we'll get, you know, a 5th person in the group, and then everyone else, you're more than welcome to join us, because again, we need 10. This is a PvP TFO, which is funny, because it's actually the kind of PvP I'm actually in favor of. It's competitive, but not versus, if that makes any sense, which we'll talk about a bit when we get there. And then I'm going to show something off. I'm not sure of the exact best time to show it off, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, it's golf, you know? You could be trying to beat someone else at golf, but you're both playing the course, not each other. I should probably go find Justin. Where am I at? Okay. I need to be up here, I think? Oh, nice, Justin. You know which one you're upgrading? There is a space version of this. There's a space and a ground competitive TFO. It's part of the War Games rep cycle. Rep run? I don't know what to call that. Rep thingy. Alright, where's Justin? I lost him. No! Alas, poor Justin. I knew him, Horatio. Wait, I found him! Just like that. There we go. Okay. So everyone who wants to join this, get ready to queue. And 3, 2, 1, queue. That was quick. QK, Q, quick! And it's too late. I mean, it is actually too late. But it's okay. Maybe. You know the irony? The TFOs have been dragging us down this entire run, but they'll get a lot better once we get to the non-crap ones. We're still arguably in the crap TFOs overall. I mean, I think the first... No, excuse me. We've only given 2 pluses to TFOs total so far. I think that says all it really needs to. The Borg ones got 1 plus total.
Designation 14159. This cube was constructed as part of the latest Alliance training initiative. You will be competing against another team here. As the expression goes, efficiency is your best friend.
What are the rules?
Both teams will be traversing a mirrored set of rooms. Complete each challenge you encounter to progress. There are consoles in each room to display instructions for the active challenge. You will be able to use a console to send a holographic foe to harass the other team. Only one foe can be sent per room, however. Once you reach the end chamber, you will have one last combat trial to face. The first team to complete that trial will be the victors.
I do love the idea of war games here. It's something I've been wanting WoW to do for years.
Training simulation initiated. Begin.
Yeah, the irony is, despite the bug that I actually planned to show off, this is definitely a positive. This is very inventive and creative. Remember one of my favorite dungeons in Stormblood over in FF14? Well, it was a similar concept. There was no enemy, no HP, and no killing. It was just successfully do the mechanics. I loved it. Is everyone past this point? Nope, okay. I actually agree with that, Space Cadet.
The blue team beat the first challenge.
Oh, okay, so we lost this challenge. Let's just run here. Oh. So, well, I wasn't planning to do it yet, but here's the bug I was just talking about. So you'll notice I'm alive. Now, in fairness to the game, this is a really easy to explain bug. So, if you fall, there's a kill plane. The kill plane kills you. The problem is the kill plane is exactly what it sounds like. It is a plane, which means once you have passed a certain Z coordinate, that coordinate instantly kills you. Most video games, going as far back as the PlayStation 1 era, have kill zones, specifically to avoid this problem. I shouldn't say most. That's when they started doing the concept of kill zones. Because there's no kill zone or kill plane down here, and there is a ground. Obviously, I can interact with the ground. So, now you're probably thinking, okay, but how did you survive? Well, I have the Red Angel suit. Now, I've used the term Life 3 High Dakota several times. Life 3 refers to a buff that you have that the next time you die, it automatically casts life on you. Re-raise is the term they use in more modern linguistics. So, I fell through the plane, died, and then got back up below the plane. Now here's the best part. There's no fix for this. Like I said, I was going to show this off like towards the end of the map, not at the beginning, so...
The blue team beat the second challenge.
So anyways, this is what the underside of the dungeon looks like. The dungeon's still getting a positive. It's still a creative and inventive thing. It's just, I'm down here. I do like how much effort... You can see how much effort they put into making the Borg area. Because it goes down quite a ways, as you can see. Like, they're way up there. See the purple death going on? That's where the players are. Way up there. Yeah, if they forgot to put... Ironically, if they forgot to put a floor down here, it would be better. No, seriously. Because most games have something called the default coordinate. And the overwhelming majority of games have a thing where if someone falls infinitely, or hits a certain point, or hits a certain speed, then they automatically get ported to the default coordinate. It's a way to check the game so you don't fall infinitely, right? So if they did their due diligence, and this was actually just a vacuous hole, I'd probably fall, and then get dragged back up to probably the beginning of the dungeon, which is the default coordinate. Now, that being said, that's not necessarily true. Not every game uses something obvious as the default coordinate. And in some cases, that default coordinate's literally out of
The blue
bounds.
team beat the third challenge.
Like, it could be way over there in the distance. Who knows? Anyone hear something funny? Because of this bug, I've never actually seen the entirety of the dungeon. Ironically, this would be a very easy fix. You know, there's a lot of bugs in STO that it's like, yeah, that's probably never getting fixed. But this would be very easy to fix. Just kind of watching the events up there. Don't mind me. Yeah, that's true. If they didn't want to do a kill zone, they could just do a kill plane on the ground. So you fall to the ground and then you die. They call me the bug runner for a reason, you know? I have a tendency, just probably by virtue of how often I play games for the stream, to just kind of run into bugs like this. So we did it! We lost! Woo! Good job, team. Done, Warp Core. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no emergency knife. So anyways, thank you for joining me for that. I am still giving that a plus to gameplay. It's a clever and unique concept. The only downside is nobody does it unless it's the universal. Which I know because we tried to do it a few days ago. Listen, Warp Core. If I could have lived... Or died, actually, more accurately. Yeah, plus to gameplay, walking around under a dungeon. Obviously. And thank you, Papaneeks. I am curious how you get unstuck from down there, though, for future reference. If you know what you want to... Oh, never mind, Papaneeks. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Yeah, there's a command that a lot of other MMOs have. It's called /die. Can you guess why it's called /die? Anyways. I'm so sorry, Papa Neeks. Now.
Starfleet intelligence has decoded the list of Riemann targets that you recovered from the vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obasek and his forces planned an attack there. The Bahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines and are now doing business with anyone with Latinum. You will go to the Bahar system under the pretense of negotiating a possible trade agreement with the Federation. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obasek and the Remans are targeting these mines, then we will be able to decide how to proceed.
Ah, Madron. Let's, we'll get there. I hope you enjoy TOS for what it is, Papa Neeks. Because it tends to be good, and it also tends to be terrible. Hi, Saber for wife. Let's see. The Remans were targeting a magnesite mine in the area, but the list we recovered didn't have coordinates. We know we're in the right area, but all the moons are inhabited and our sensors are being affected by the magnesite. So we gotta find the magnesite mine. Oh, I got nothing on that, Papa Nix. I watched it on Amazon. And they're not on Amazon anymore.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack! Attack!
What? I was just hailing you to... Okay. Enjoy dying in a fire, I guess. Of agony. Canonically. Anyways. Next.
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Starfleet allowed.
You, Okay. Hang on. There are 3 moons. Where's the planet they're orbiting? There's just 3 moons in space. In fact, there's no star around here either. Oh my god!
Hello, my good friends.
Hi, Audrey.
I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the large amounts of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know you Starfleet types are so fond of your away teams, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
Sure. Let's beam down. Alright, let's go talk to Modron, shall we? My favorite Starfleet ship? I bounce around in my opinion. I like the Excelsior, I like the Miranda. I like the Nebula. And the Galaxy, depending on my mood. But my favorite's always going to be the Constitution refit, really.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hathara. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries. And I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business?
Of course. I've heard you have an excellent source. What makes your mine better than the other ones in the sector?
Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need.
Right. So, do you have any more info about the mines themselves?
I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business. And I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have for sale?
That's twice this actor has flubbed a line while recording, but also, What?
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
You know, I'm pretty sure I could just lift you by myself. I'm 3 feet taller than you. And in a power suit. I'm kind of short, Warp Core. I didn't make an alien, so I can't be as tall as I possibly can. To my dismay.
I'm sorry. I really can't talk at the moment. I have to finish a survey of the area so the miners can start work on a new mine shaft.
Anything I can do to help?
I need someone who is familiar with the techniques involved in sonar analysis of soil compositions. How good is your podology?
I just completed a continuing education program on podology 3 minutes ago while I was down below a Borg cube, don't ask.
I've marked some coordinates on your map. Please go there, scan the soil content, and report back to me.
This is the Solanae Dyson thing that I already mentioned. There's no reason to be vulgar, okay? Jeez Louise. Actually, I want to be this way, don't I? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, it was a whole cube, too. It was rather unpleasant. I just sit under that thing. Walking outside of reality. Yeah, the more chunky version is the version Fix-It over there is wearing. You can customize it quite a bit, though. In fact, if you'd stop moving, Oh my god, stop moving. There. There's the chonky suit. Okay, I can't get a good camera angle, but trust me, it's there. This dog really wants to shove me out of the way, too. That's a good question, Space Cadet. Not super well. Okay, real talk. I think the problem is they wanted the Ferengi to keep being the butts of the joke. And so, while Rom obviously is there, I don't think they really wanted to acknowledge the reforms of Ferengi society. So, while we see, like, a couple of Ferengi females being involved in stuff, the Ferengi are still the stupid Ferengi. I personally think that was a mistake. But that's just me. I mean, for God's sakes, as someone pointed out, it's been 30-plus years. Something would have happened in 30-plus years, right? Now, that being said, part of it could be argued to be just the consequence of the fact that we don't see that many Ferengi. You know, Modron could be an outlier, for example. But the problem is, Modron is the typical Ferengi that we interact with. Every other Ferengi we interact with is pretty much the exact same sniveling, cowardly, backbiting, screwing you over idiot. Remember that twit during the 2800? Who we ended up murdering? Ferengi can live very long lives, yes. In the range of Vulcans. Something we plan to use for the rewrite, actually.
Thank you so much for your help. This information will be incredibly useful when we're ready to tap a new vein of ore. To answer your question, I'm not sure what makes this mine special. I haven't had much chance to explore the whole thing, though. My shuttle broke down in the system 6 weeks ago. Modron was happy to pick me up, but he's holding my shuttle until I've worked out the cost of the repairs. I can't wait to get off this rock. I have seen some strange people in the lower levels of the mine. I tried to do a survey down there once, but they wouldn't let me pass. Perhaps you should look there.
Well, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, Space Cadet, but one of the things that we already kind of decided is that the Ferengi are going to be very important to the interstellar economy. Like, the big one. The market. The galactic market. And... like, Zek is actually going to be in Enterprise, for example. Or rather, that's the wrong way to phrase that. Zek will be alive during Enterprise's time. He'll also be alive during DS9's time, because he's old.
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the latter, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the Breen invasion of Deferi space?
Yeah. Funny, considering that's, you know, an abandoned ark at this point. Probably more like a lieutenant, Space Cadet. Whatever the Ferengi equivalent of a lieutenant is. And his life will be forfeit, in accordance with the Ferengi code. Obviously. Also, he'll, like, loom on the screen for absolutely no reason.
What do you want?
What are you doing voice acting this character? Did you seriously just attack me with a fist? Dude. Okay, well, anyways. Oh, I can still talk to him. That's... okay, we're just gonna move on. Oh yeah, we're also obviously completely ejecting the Ferengi are a mysterious creature in TNG thing, by virtue of the fact that I just mentioned the galactic economy and the fact that they're going to be involved in Enterprise. Yeah, Ferengi merchant marines would be Nausicaans! Sorry, dumb joke. Dumb joke. There's a series of pressure plates in the area. They had to use low-tech security measures because of the magnesite veins. Okay. We must use the pressure plates. It is the only way. Over. Get on the plate. Get on the plate. There we go. Okay.
I give the orders here, Commander. You are out of line.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking
There
them.
is much here you do not understand, Jack. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians! Their blood is on our hands!
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Did you speak up, Hakeev? I think you're a little bit... hang on. Let me murder all your people here really quick. We can actually get through here without fighting anyone. They don't aggro you, but I mean, you know. So let's read logs on Starfleet activity. Captain Sulu has applied for transfer to the front lines of the Klingon conflict. Admiral Quinn is under medical care for a heart condition. Intercepted Starfleet medical records indicate the condition is fully treatable and not a suitable target for exploitation. The 7th Fleet entered the neutral zone as part of a routine series of exercises. Franklin Drake is heading for extended operations in Eta Eridani. Starfleet Command considered new tactics in conflicts with the true way, and Starfleet Intelligence concerned with the rise of war profiteering by independent Ferengi and Dupterians. Try to make sure I do these in a specific order. Klingons. Chancellor Jimpock is facing increasing challenges from members of the High Council loyal to the House of Martok. Alliance between House of Jimpock and House Duras is weak. Excuse me. The situation is highly exploitable. Recommend we seek agents on Kronos. Many members of discommoded houses of Torg have been absorbed into House Duras. Of course. KDF leadership angered by the House... KDF leadership angered by High Council's mandate to work more closely with Klingon intelligence. Fakiri forces in the region are amassing under new leadership. Milani Dion is seen entering the home of Drex, son of Martok. Gorn are pushing for a representative on the High Council, and that was rejected. What's going on Tau Dewa? Archaeological activity indicates a recent excavation has revealed an unexpected high-value find. Attempts to capture colonists of putative Mulrihan meeting with resistance meeting with resistance from mixed forces. Starbase 234 engaging in defensive training exercises. Long-range social destabilization of Acamarian culture is underway. Tholian activity corroborated with temporal anomalies near the Azure Nebula. Cloaked assets monitoring construction of listing posts in Juret system. Jonik is fighting with Hakiv. Again. Hakiv takes shuttle and leaves base for 2 days. Long-range sensors mark his progress in the neutral zone. 6 miners held for questioning. Chief Medical Officer reports 2 cases of Levodian flu. 6 encrypted messages sent from Colonel Hakiv's console to unknown recipient. Recommend transmissions be investigated further. The True Way, who for some reason have their own console. The Daytapa Council petitions Federation to fund Licarian City infrastructure projects. 47 injured in bombing at University of Kula. True Way claims responsibility for the attack. Daytapa Council passes bill allowing Cardassian government to seize assets of persons convicted of terroristic activity. Councillor Merrim Okanda resigns. Starfleet sending advisors to Cardassia Prime to advise the government on security issues. Councillor Avala introduces resolution calling for Cardassia to apply for Federation membership. And the bill stalls in committee. Ministry of Trade extends agreements with Ferengi to market Cardassian-made transport vessels and phaser banks. The last one is the Borg. Observed from captured holo-recording in the Delta Quadrant. Resistance is futile. Thank you, Asinius. Always appreciate that support. I will go ahead and jot that down for the messenger. Oh, whatever.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakiv has his way, we all will.
Well, yeah, Hakiv is, an idiot. So that's kind of how that operates. So, listen, I don't mean to bathe you in antiprotons, but I strongly recommend you surrender. Good job.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first, you must tell me why you are here and what you want.
Why does the Riemann Resistance want to destroy this base?
The Remans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Riemann scum would find much more tempting.
Look, I'm gonna need a little bit more than your word that this base is as harmless as you say.
Colonel Hakiv will want my blood for this, but... Take my security code. You can use it to access the control room. You'll find everything you're looking for there.
Thank you. And a horrible murder. I like how it's optional, by the way, to release the prisoners. We can just leave them to rot here. We're not going to, but, it's optional. Yeah, you want to switch over to the Republic? I can put in a good word. I know someone, Justin, I think is his name. He's pretty cool. We're tight. Listen, he's fine, Flagand. He's serving... Hold on. I missed one. Increased power use in the Royal Palace indicates the lower levels may be in use. Senator Shemek is accepting bribes in exchange for slowing progress on trade agreements. Herosian representatives have met with Sela. Riemann representatives removed from the Senate chamber. Opposition leader Teton has been assassinated. 3 reunification proponents have been arrested. And agents for Sela met with True-Way leaders near the Badlands. Wow! You're really getting desperate, Sela, if you're going to work with the True-Way. Yeah, I know, they were supposed to be a big deal, but let's be honest. They're not. Time to murder all the other people. I love the idea of walking into a room and basically being like, defect or die. What? Defect or die? We'll never defect.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation, but I have much to do in little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Oh no, it's perfectly in character, Space Cadet. It's just hilarious. Well, let's get some intel before we go. What do we got here? Is that it? Wait, okay. I hope What's-Her-Face is running out. Hi, captured miners. You probably want to get out of here. Pro tip. Leave. Oh, hang on. I just realized. Since we're running for our lives, there's actually a specific song, which it's tradition to play when we're running for our lives. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Run! There's a Horta in here? Oh, well, no. Run! Leave the Horta to die. It's the only way. Death to non-humanoids. They're not even people. Okay. We made it out. Whoop, whoop. Whew, that was a tough one. That's true, the Horta don't have a planet. Can't treat with them. Hey, Modron. Let's talk. Let me drop a obelisk right next to you. I know these are Ba'ul, but I'm just gonna start saying these are not obelisks. Everyone cool with that? Cool.
My mine! What have you done to my mine?
I didn't do jack. It was the Tal Shiar cell you were sheltering.
Tal Shiar? I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract.
You're an idiot.
And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed. Their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herosians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business.
So, did you learn anything about what they recently discovered?
Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janek and Hakiv were barely speaking, and I once heard Hakiv mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know the Tal Shiar take security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
You treat those miners well, or we'll be talking again, Modron. Get me out of here. And yeah, this planet is, well, this mine is another example of a mine that fell through the cracks, but generally better constructed than Nimbus 3. Probably because it didn't come from Star Trek 5. Hang on, let me go to the bridge for no reason. I know, right, Flagant? I like the idea that we just kind of do that off camera. Like that one woman who's being held hostage here. We're like, yeah. Here's your shuttle. Get out of here. Hi, Narset. It has been pretty bad, Narset. Wow, my bridge is huge. Holy crap. What? Jesus. Hang on. So I'm close to 7 meters tall, for a bit of perspective. And by 7 meters, I mean 7 feet, excuse me. If I was 7 meters tall, Kong. So, yeah, no, yeah, this is... wow, this thing. I like space, but damn! Alright, where's my ready room? Hang on. Yeah, I want a starship bridge I can play frickin' volleyball in. Is this my ready room? This looks like my ready room. Man, I have no taste. Ugh, look at this place. Ugh. Oh, well, I have a lot of ships I could put here. Like a lot of ships. Let's put... Sovereign, there we go. There it is. Alright, so anyways, wait, is this... No, this isn't it. Is this it? Here we go. Decrypt. Emperor Kalis has been spotted in Breen space. Jim Pock has a potential adversary in Gerard. House Torg brought for the High Council for commendation by House of Martok. Yeah, let's fix that. House Targ brought before the High Council for acts of treason. There we go. That, okay, so we've got one passkey. New file. Federation Embassy established on Defera Prime. Federation Council extends aid to Cardassia Prime and agree to continue defense pact. Klingon Federation peace talks disrupted on Regulus 4. Vulcan Ambassador Soketh retires to Monastery on Pajem. Yeah, that's a nope. Exposed at probably works better. Apply the passkey. There we go. Next file. Chain of command for Tal Shiar listening post. Hakiv is on top, then Janik, then Livok, then Talrus. I'll do this randomly because I don't know. There we go. Senate votes to give Empress Sela power to override rulings of the Imperial Courts. There's a nightmare scenario. Yeah, the Congress has decided to allow the president to override the courts. Ambassador Jirok visits Andoria. Riemann rebels attack transports in Iota Pavonis. Senate ratifies new tax on dilithium. Nope. There we go. Secret Riemann base detected in Dara system. Listening post Hephaestus detected an increase in subspace communications and ship travel to and from the Dara system. Analysis of communications and ship traffic reveals patterns of obfuscation normally employed by Riemann forces. Tal Shiar forces intercepted a ship leaving the Dara system and captured 47 Riemann civilians. The passengers and crew were summarily executed under orders of Colonel Hakiv, but captain and first officer were preserved for questioning. Under interrogation, the captain of the Riemann vessel provided a security key that could be used to decipher encrypted communications sent to the Dara system. The decrypted messages prove there is a base in this area of space being used by Riemann resistance. Recommendation: Tal Shiar ships should be sent to the system and immediately capture the base and its inhabitants.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered showed that Hakiv and his forces had been targeting the Riemanns for months. Obasek and his followers had been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thaleron weapons in the Bahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Listen, if I wanted to be preached at, I talked to a Vulcan. Wait.
I have new missions for you.
Well, whatever.
We know from the information you recovered from the Bahar system that the Tal Shiar are planning to attack a Riemann settlement in the Dara system. We have an opportunity to reach the settlement first. This may be a completely internal matter, and if so, the Prime Directive will come into play. We will not be able to interfere, but if there is an outside influence directing these matters, we must know what it is. Our encounters with the Undine and the Changelings have proven that there are entities attempting to move the powers of the Quadrant like pieces in a cow-toe game. It is essential to protecting the Federation to see these attempts for what they are and counter them. I want you to go to the Dara system and learn more about the Riemann uprising. The Riemanns will have hidden their base, so you may have to use subterfuge to find it. One more thing. I realize this is a dangerous situation and that you may be drawn into conflict, but do not antagonize the Riemanns or the Romulans if you can avoid doing so. We are already at war with the Klingon Empire. I would prefer to avoid another extended conflict.
You realize we should, for all intents and purposes, be at war with the Romulan Star Empire and the Tal Shiar? By the way, I'm standing up here to really give you an idea of how absolutely gargantuan this view screen is. This is, this is close to 15 feet tall. Just from looking at that. Probably a little bit taller, actually. This is gargantuan. Actually, 15 feet is undercutting it. I'm sorry, I just realized. Yeah, that's a frickin' movie theater. And this is my engineering core. Gotta have that giant Ferengi face. Otherwise, it's not even Star Trek. Alright, I'm going back to the bridge. No, this is just what it came with, Justin. Like, I don't mess with bridges because I honestly don't care. No offense, I don't care, so I don't do anything with that. Alright. The Reman's jamming our sensors. Great. We need a guide. Let's see. Well, let's go to the only comm array that's right here. Why would... I mean, you can eject a warp core. I'm not sure why you would, Gum Gum. Unless it's exploding. I grant you, if it's exploding, that's probably a good reason to eject it. Oh god, the Odyssey Bridge is stupid. I've seen that one. There's Raymond's ship. It's scanning the area. Romulan ship decloaking. Reman ship running. Like you do. Can we get involved in this? The Prime Direct... Don't you dare. The Reman ship has cloaked, but the engines are damaged. They can't stay hidden for long. If we distract the Romulans, the Remans will have a chance to decloak and go to war. Okay, let's go distract the Romulans.
Ah, you're a good distance out of your Federation's territory, aren't you? Offer no aid or assistance to these Reman rebels and leave this system immediately. If you do so, I can overlook your intrusion into an internal affair. Otherwise, I would be forced to see your presence here as an invasion of Romulan territory. That would be unfortunate. For you.
So he's dead. He died about halfway through his speech there, but, you know. In TNG, Harant. I forget when exactly, though. Alright, let's follow the Reman ship. Come on, go faster. Go faster. Bonk. Hurry up. Hi, Zach Taft. You're not being very sneaky. I just want you to know that. I can see you. I mean, it depends on the circumstances, Gum Gum. If a military member of the Tal Shiar calls me and says, hey, we're here to kill you, and then they're dead. Like, probably in their stupid, dumb, ugly faces. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're cloaking! Also, being smug to me is usually a good way to get killed. While we're on the subject. Ignore the Borg cutting beam I got there that's just still hitting something that's dead. Jesus Christ. What about an ant? Ants always die. 100% of the time. I see an ant, it's dead. Just like that. Just bam. If it's lucky, I'll kill it quickly. If it's not, well, it gets to slowly starve in, like, soap. Soap's a wonderful way to kill bugs, especially ants. Something interesting on the planet's surface. Sensors detect a large underground installation. Well, then let's go! Don't do it, Nemesis. Don't do it! I know it looks extremely cool. Let's switch music. This is incredible. The underground cavern is a natural... the underground cavern is natural, but the base is a ship at a derelict's class. The Remans moved a derelict's vessel into the cavern. How? You know what? I don't even care. One time I used the symbol just to sign that it was me on like a work thing. This was over 2 decades ago, because I've had the symbol since high school. Someone thought it was a gang sign and started freaking out that gangs were starting to mark the territory in the area. I had to be like, guys, it's just me. You're in a gang? No. Ugh. The consoles in this room operate the heavy machinery the Remans used to create the cavern. You literally just said that this cavern is a natural formation. Like, seconds ago. Well, let's scan the gate. There's no voice acting in this mission. Jeez Louise. There's a mining laser. Let's do it. Let's power the mining laser. Ignore the tribbles. Yeah, I'm a respectable businessman. Thank you very much. Now, excuse me, I'm going to go conclude some legitimate business with this mining laser here. Enjoy the beach, Nemesis. And the 500-degree weather. See, the best part is 500 degrees is hot no matter which scale you're using. Kelvin, Fahrenheit, Celsius, doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, you ever stepped on actually hot sand? I'm not talking about going to the beach. I mean, like, sand that is burning. Because I've interacted with that before. That was fun. That was actually in the desert, not on the beach. This lab was used to refine the ore they collected while creating this tunnel. Spiders. Why does every new species we encounter try to kill us? That's a good question, actually. Of course, that's not the weirdest thing I've encountered like that. Probably the weirdest thing I've ever encountered was being snowblind. I know that sounds like a normal thing, but I was pretty young the first time I was ever snowblinded, and it just felt so weird to effectively not be able to open my eyes. Like, my eyelids would refuse to open because the light coming up from the snow was so severe and stark that, you know, the automatic response was just overriding it, and I couldn't get my eyes open. So that was fun. There it is. I have seen a fire tornado, thankfully not in person, but I have seen one, yes. Alright, let's go ahead and purify the crystals. Is anyone else, like, having problem with the lighting in here? Like this kind of puke green, which looks like the lighting's actually wrong. This isn't puke green. I don't know what to call this. Weird green. Like... pale green, I guess? I'm not sure what to call that. I mean, I guess it is leaning towards teal, but that's not quite teal. That's just... yeah, mint's a good word. I like mint. Mint green. Slimy. That's another good descriptor. Anyone remember this quest first came out and it was actually bugged? So, I forget the specifics, but it was something about being in the group screwed with the multiple class objectives, so it wouldn't progress properly. And you could override, like if you did engineering and science kind of at the same time with someone else, they would override each other and you couldn't keep going and you had to bow out of the mission. Well, the good news is the Remans aren't just shooting me. That I know that sounds facetious, but I'm actually happy about that. I'm really tired of killing people who are literally my allies. Like, can we quit this? Could you stop trying to kill me? The Remans disassembled the ship and beamed the pieces in one at a time. Oh my god. That's how they got the derelict down here.
This place won't be safe forever. We have to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Prepare the...
Hi.
Ah, it's you. Welcome to the heart of the Resistance, little spy. There is so much for us to discuss, and so little time. The Tal Shiar have discovered this, our last refuge. They will be here soon, and my people and I will have to fight for our lives. Yet one question remains. Will you be our friend, or our enemy?
You realize there are things other than those two things, right? Like, there's kind of an in-between. Nevertheless, I kind of like Obasek, so based solely on liking him, I think I'll go with him. And absolutely nothing to do with the fact that the other side is the horrifically evil Tal Shiar.
My hope is that you are here to talk, but I am prepared for the alternative.
I am in battle armor.
The Tal Shiar could arrive at any time. Speak quickly.
I love how the first question is, why fight the Tal Shiar? That's the dumbest goddamn question in this entire game. Excuse me, hang on. Fox News. Why would you decide to fight against the Tal Shiar? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh my god. That's a good point. You know what? That's a valid point. Obasek doesn't have a planet. He had a moon, right? The vault. Did Sela order these attacks?
This campaign of terror is the Tal Shiar's doing, not the Empress's. Still, Sela does nothing to stop it. There is little love between the Empress and the Tal Shiar. Did you know that many years ago, she was exiled from Romulus for attempting to assassinate the head of their order? The Tal Shiar have their own masters, and Sela despises what she cannot control. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Yeah, if you missed that, if you missed all the build-up and the lead-up and the showcasing of the problems between Hakiv and Sela, that lays it out straight. So, why fight the Tal Shiar, you duh?
Why? You ask why? This place is one of the last sanctuaries left to my people, and even it is lost to us now. The Romulans have driven us from our homes, destroyed our ships, and captured or killed our loved ones. They seek to exterminate us, and we will not go quietly.
Oh, okay, George.
Understand, I do not want this war. I want freedom for my people. It is the Romulans and the Dark Masters they serve who have caused this. Now they must suffer the consequences. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Why do you think the Tal Shiar are doing this?
Hakiv and the Tal Shiar no longer serve the Empire. The demons of air and darkness are their masters now. They whisper in the night for chaos and despair, and Hakiv gives them blood as tribute. Our blood.
How many of you caught that reference when you first heard it? The phrase, demons excuse me, of Air and Darkness. That's actually from TNG, or DS9. I forget which. It's from the show, though.
Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Tell me about these demons.
I have never seen one of these demons, and I will not speak their name, but I know they exist. Eons ago, they ruled this part of the galaxy. After thousands of years of tyranny and death, the races they ruled rose up against them, driving them from their home world into unexplored space. We thought they had been destroyed. We were wrong. The demons of air and darkness survive, and they hunger for revenge. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
You still have the Thaleron weapons.
A small supply. They are terrible things. Weapons of war so horrible, they should have never been invented at all. But they were. And my enemies are great. If I must resort to barbarism to free my people, that is not too high of a price to pay. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
What do you want from me?
We need your help. Talk to Starfleet Command. Tell them what you have seen. Tell them if my people are to survive, we need assistance. Starships, soldiers, medicine, protection for the refugees. I'm asking for the Federation's aid. You claim to be an organization dedicated to freedom for all peoples. Tell me, will you help my people now?
Yeah. Also, look into the Republic.
Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Just saying.
I am glad you see things my way. Get instructions from your commanders if you must, but the battle rages, and we must join it. With your help, my people will be free. I'm pleased you see that my cause is just. We can do great—
Sir, Romulan transporter signals detected. The Tal Shiar have entered the base.
Start the evacuation. We must get the civilians out.
Tal Shiar have entered the base. I repeat, Tal Shiar have entered the...
Tell them to assist our new ally. I will return to my ship and attempt to hold off their forces. Help my soldiers defend this base. Fight well, my friend. My people are counting on you.
How do you walk away while being transported? Is that just to look cool? I think he did just look cool. Alright, now we're in the middle of a super tense, extremely dangerous mission. Bonk. Yeah, don't even get me started about talking while you're being pulled apart molecule by molecule. I don't even want to get into that. I would love it if in the middle of this fight, one of my crew members walks up and says, "Hey, Captain, why are you fighting the Tal Shiar?" I mean, honestly, transporters have so many issues. Let's just walk away from that. They didn't want to land the ship, so they invented technology that was insanely overpowered. The end. It is probably the biggest example of underthought in all of Star Trek. And I mean that. That's right. There's only one way to deal with this. We fight or we die. Alright, the Raymond's got this. Obasek trusts us. I don't know if he's right about outside interference, but I'm sure he believes it. If there's someone directing them, the Prime Directive! Ugh. Are we supposed to simply ignore genocide? No! No, I'm gonna stand by transporters, guy.
I sympathize with Obasek's plight, but I do not know if we will be able to assist him. He has no proof of these demons he claims are directing Hakiv's actions. Without that, becoming directly involved in this conflict would be a violation of the Prime Directive.
Smack!
We will protect the Federation, offer aid to the refugees, and keep this conflict from spilling over into our territory. But if Obasek and his followers are going to continue this fight, they will do so without Starfleet support.
This is a good time to mention that the attack on Vulcan has canonically already happened. I know that wasn't Tal Shiar, that was the Romulan Star Empire, which, remember, are actually two separate polities, but still... What?
I have new missions for you.
Oh my god, this twit. Well, whatever.
My contacts tell me that Starfleet has rejected my request for military assistance. That is regrettable, but not unexpected. The Tal Shiar are formidable opponents, as are the forces directing their action. I understand why the Federation would hesitate to engage them directly. So today I appeal to you, not as an ally in battle, but as a person of compassion. My people need your help. I need your help. One of our ships was carrying a load of Thalaron weapons through the Nopada system. That ship has disappeared. There are no indications there was a battle. It's as if my ship and its cargo simply vanished. I know you have your reservations about the lengths to which I will go to secure the freedom of my people. Tell me, if you do not trust me with Thalaron weapons, do you want Hakiv to have them? I can provide you with the last coordinates of the vessel. Please help me. Do what you will with the weapons, if they survive. But find my people.
Yeah, sure. I'm down. The only thing I don't like about this mission is the name of it, because it gives it away a bit too early. And that is all I'm going to say about that. Excuse me. I do like Obasek. He's probably going to be a positive at some point or another. I also like the fact that he bothers to insult us before starting to be diplomatic. No, I'm not even making fun. He's obviously really pissed at the fact that the Federation is sitting back and not directly helping. And I don't blame him for that. So he gets that in there, then he moves on. I love this red alert picture, by the way. We got Borg, Tholians, Zinkethi, Alachi. And over here we've got Romulan, Jem'Hadar, Federation Klingon, and all of the above. Admiral, I'm not reading active vessels on scanners. There is a debris field, however. It's clustered around a satellite in orb, which corresponds with the ships that have gone missing in the area. I'll keep scanning, but we need to get a closer look before I can determine if there's Thalaron weapons in one of the hulls. Admiral, I'm not detecting the vessel that Obasek sent us to find, but all the ships this debris field around here show signs of being affected by the same thing, a high-frequency energy beam that overloaded their systems. If the Reman ship was hit by this, it might have crashed into the planet's surface or gone adrift somewhere else in the system. I'm detecting energy readings from the satellite. If the Remans detected them as well, they could have tried to use it to record a distress signal. We need to be closer before I can attempt an uplink. Admiral, I'm not detecting the vessel, but if the ship's... Okay. Get on to the next step, please. Admiral, we're stuck. The beam is holding us like a fly in a spider web. How would you even know what that is, Voth? We've managed to keep the life support and environmental systems active, but almost everything else is offline. Shields, weapons, engines, nothing works. I'm not detecting any life signs on the satellite, but there is a compartment with life support. Well, you managed to keep everything going, including the transporter rooms. How convenient. Oh god, there's a terrifying thought. Spiders are part of the Voth, I forget what they're actually called. The organization. Captain, the consoles control the beam. We need to find a usable console. I remember being stuck in this puzzle for so long, and I don't actually remember why. I just remember being stuck on it. I don't know. It's fine, it's fine. We just have giant spiders. It's cool. Romulan consoles are causing a lockup by forcing the satellite's primary processors to run through a series of equations by removing key bits from the information from the answers, which causes the processors to lock up. That is terrible design if they can't move past that, but I'm going to ignore that for a second. If we can solve these equations and input the correct information, the security lock on the satellite controls should be released. Like math, right? I thought that was just part of the base game, Flaghead. Alright, you know what? I could and have done this in my head. I'm not here to brag. Essentially, this puzzle is really, do you know your order of operations? Okay. You can also brute force it, because the game will always tell you if you have the right answer. I'm not sure if there's a way to disable this, but if we can get the satellite targeting something else, we may have a chance of prying the ship free. Admiral, the satellite inserted a piece of debris near the ship. Its stranglehold on us is weaker, but we're not out of the woods yet. Critical systems are stable, but we don't have weapons or long-range communications. So get out of here. Captain, we can't leave you. The transporters work. Oh yeah. Never mind. Alright. Change operational state. Current power level usage is too high. Cannot turn off. That doesn't... Okay, sure. Let's fiddle with the power first. Set to economic. There we go. If the dreadnought does not attempt to move or fire at the satellite, it will engage a lower power version of the beam affecting us, like an energy saving mode. We don't have to worry about life support now. Okay, cool. Can you like break free suddenly? I don't know. All right. Let's change it to off. All right, let's beam back to our ship. About time. What? Dreadnought? Commander? Well, shoot. Okay, Yeah, I named my ship the ISS Dreadnought. And I stand by it.
If you fail to comply with command, now we fight, or we die. Make sure you pick up a melee weapon. All of your gear is deactivated, and I won't protect you in there.
How do you deactivate an icon? Okay. I'm not going to argue it. Just, we're cool. Everything's cool. Hang on, I know the perfect song for this. And I won't be able to find it, because I never can. Nope, this is actually the song. Well, let's go ahead and equip this terrible, terrible weapon. Go to the batleth. But I have a melee weapon.
Remember
Good.
to equip your new weapon.
Where the hell am I?
Commencing Test 1. Nopadan Desert Akari entering testing area.
Okay. Well, let's start fighting some of these things. Gotta hate melee in this game. Pax likes it. I think he's crazy.
Commencing Test 2. Releasing Warrigals now.
Yeah, it's because I didn't actually mean to click this song. Hang on, where's the actual music I was going to switch to? See, this is the problem. In order to switch music, I got all tab, so... I don't think... Oh! Right. So, ironically, no, I can't, my Kamado. The Vulcan fight music is extremely copy-wronged, as I've discovered in the past. So, unfortunately, no. But yeah, the music that's playing here is it's the TOS fight music. You know the one. Ba, 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 ba. That one.
Prisoner 1478, remain in the area for interrogation. Prisoners, return to holding area. Failure to comply will result in punishment.
I can't stop attacking. I can't stop attacking. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! Okay, okay. I can't stop targeting the air because the enemy never actually despawned. I can't stop killing Orient. I can't stop. Now we're just here. Waiting. Waiting.
What do you want?
Hi, Slamek.
I remember you as well. It seems your prison break, however well-intentioned, just ended up the same way. It's enough to make me think that I keep picking the wrong side. After escaping the installation, I joined up with a freighter. We were passing near this system when we were snared by a satellite and drifted into the planet's atmosphere. The ship crashed, and even though I activated an emergency transporter to beam several of us to the planet's surface, we were captured almost immediately by a group of soldiers. Since then, I've been stuck in this cage, watching my former crewmates fight and die in this arena. Now I'm the only one left alive. That is all I know.
That's all you know? Man, I feel bad for you. So you said you were transporting weapons? What happened to them?
We were transporting a shipment of Thaleron weapons. I know that your people will not use them. We do not want to, but our fight is getting desperate. We needed to do something, anything that would shift the tide of war, even if that choice was horrific. I jettisoned our cargo as we were entering the atmosphere. The weapons were completely destroyed. I've seen what Thaleron weapons are capable of firsthand. I could not allow them to contaminate a world not involved in my people's fight.
Any ideas who brought you here?
I don't know who was responsible for this place. The trainers and the guards all appear to be mercenaries, without any clue about what's going on. They're paid to keep us in cages and look the other way. The night I was brought in, I was interrogated. There were bright lights in my eyes and a synthetic voice asking me questions. Whoever it was took care to conceal his identity.
One of the dialogue options here is, how could you be so stupid? You've been here for a week. Surely you've seen something. Now, normally you'd think I'd be more positively inclined towards Slamek. This is not the first or even the second time we've encountered him, after all. But, you know, I think he is pretty stupid.
I do not wish to continue talking with you.
Well, then apologize to me before we continue. Oh, for God's sakes, fine.
Now I recall. You were working on all those errands when we were attacked. I managed to escape on the shuttle, and some of us signed on with a freighter. As you can see, things didn't work out so well after that.
So what happened after?
We were transporting a shipment of Thaleron weapons. I don't know who was responsible for this.
So was that the first time you were interrogated?
No. I have been questioned by these people several times before. My reluctance to answer their questions earned me this shock collar. Refusal to help them now is quite painful. Interestingly enough, this was the first time I've been questioned about another participant in the arena. They asked how you treated me, and if you had said anything about why you were here. They even wanted to know if I thought we could become friends. Someone thinks you are very important.
I don't know why, but whatever. So...
I have no idea what they want with us, or why they make us fight. This all seems like some sort of giant game, but there is no one in the stands to be entertained.
Am I the only person you've been paired with?
I've had several partners in my battles. You are the only one about which I've been questioned. You must have impressed our masters. I know you have impressed me.
Only a psychopath would be impressed by mindless killing. Are you a psychopath?
I think there are others. I hear other fights. If there are other prisoners, I have never been able to contact them. We are kept separated and caged unless we are fighting.
Is there a way out?
The trainers carry key cards. That's the only way I know to get through the defenses.
Think we could get a key?
Can I trust you?
No.
I can see that we think the same way, friend. A few years ago, I worked as a bodyguard for a Ferengi merchant. He had a talent for acquiring latinum. And during my time with him, I learned a few things. I was able to lift a key card from one of the trainers during my interrogation. If you help me, I think we can overpower the guards and escape through the main door in the arena.
Well, let's do it. In a bit, obviously.
If you fail to comply with commands, you will be punished.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Test Scenario 4 activated. A released.
We don't have to do that, do we?
Help! I'll try to free the other prisoners. You fight the worms!
Sure. Right. Don't they actually give us healing items here in the arena? In case we die. In addition to, you know, some other issues. This is going to look a little buggy at times, by the way. There's not a lot we can do about that.
Use the consoles on the sides of the arena to fight the Elder Worm!
Now, if you're paying even the tiniest bit of attention, you're probably noticing that it's a little bit weird that there are consoles in the arena that control the turrets outside the arena. If so, congratulations! You successfully have a brain. I know. It's a hard thing to accomplish. And I love that slow effect. What range do I start attacking? Come on. Come on. There we go. God, I hate mailing in this game. There we go.
Just like last time. Use the remaining console on the side of the arena to fight the Elder Worm. There's another set of consoles by the metal wall. Use them while the worm is distracted. I've been hit. I can't continue, my friend. You'll need to protect me!
No, I'm good. Oh my god, this freaking quest. Okay. course it's the other door. Yeah, we're dead. It's okay, we've still got the Red Angel. It's okay, me from the future is still helping me out. Despite everything else going on. I'm just gonna... Yep, nope, this is normal. This is normal. Head over here, don't mind me. Doop-doop-doop-doo. Ah... Now, run! Where's the run music? Run!
The worm destroyed the metal wall! Run! That's our way out! Romulan base? Here? What did they want with us?
And
what is that device?
Let's see. No. Now we're like, what the heck is all this nonsense? Like, I don't even know what's going on here. Our master's patient wears thin, Hakiv. The time grows short, and still you have not provided all the species data they require. Are you having trouble acquiring targets? I provided you the necessary technology to modify the satellite and the Napata system, but your little snare is slow. What we need is more test subjects. Perhaps a small colony would be enough. I'll contact you again to work out the details. Last 5 destinations: Napata Base, IRW Lea Hall, Brea 3, Dara 4, Far Listening Post Gamma. That sounds familiar. Well, shoot. Okay, can't use the Iconian gate to get away. Oh, what's this? New test subject, Admiral Me, captured by the ISS Dreadnought. Initial analysis, subject's threat level is high and risk of escape or intervention in testing is elevated. Notify Colonel Hakim and escalate to level 6 trials. Project goal, to develop a matrix of Alpha Quadrant species. We must determine which species can be pitted against one another for maximum devastating effect to each. Tests will not be limited to sentient species, as the Iconians have technology that allows us to effectively introduce new flora and fauna to alien worlds. Honored Master, it may take some time to complete my report, but I have a few personal observations for you that may prove useful. Please consider them when you make your plans. Humans and Klingons show the greatest proclivity towards fighting when there is no chance of victory. Breaking a Vulcan's emotional control renders them helpless. They have no ability to process the emotions they so zealously suppress. Bajorans will fight to the death to defend homes or loved ones, but will reject a fight that doesn't threaten what they hold dear. Betazoids will detect betrayal almost instantly, but their telepathic senses can be overwhelmed by extreme pain or violent thoughts. This can allow an infiltrator to escape their notice. Possible wedge to break in the Klingon Empire may be the Gorn. That's the... I'll accept it. More than 77% of Gorn captives chose to help another Gorn before assisting a Klingon, even if that choice resulted in the death of the Klingon. The Hirogen are formidable in single combat, but their fractured society reduces their threat level significantly. I've been unable to separate a Trill symbiote from its host for separate study. 2 attempts to implant a symbiote in a host from another species have failed. Both symbiote and host died within hours. Undine are quite interesting. I require more time to study this race in greater detail. Captured along with a small group of Reman soldiers, there's Subject 1478. Interrogation inconclusive. Recommend use of holographic conditioning. Single combat tests. Subject was wounded on 4 occasions but survived all tests. Recommendation: 1478 may be a suitable subject for team testing or alternative study. Forward data to Colonel Hakiv for interrogation. Personal log. They've contacted me again. My associates have 2 tasks for me now. First is the destruction of the Romulans. I understand their anger. The Romulans are attempting to rise above their station. They're mindless slaves and need to respect their betters. Taurus was able to control them. After Starfleet captured her, their surviving Romulans developed delusions of self-worth. This troublemaker who calls himself Obasek, who's he to tell them that they can be free? Does a beast of burden have the right to choose its own destiny? If the problem weren't so irksome, it would almost be comical. I will present... hang on. I'll present Obasek's broken corpse to them in tribute. They'll reward me richly for my loyalty. The second task will take more effort. They want data. They want the species of the Alpha Quadrant tested until they break. They want to know their weaknesses and how to exploit them. They want to see their strengths. They want to know how to destroy them. I admit, I take no little pleasure in this task. It'll be quite entertaining to make those self-righteous humans turn on one another. Or maybe push the blustering braggarts from Kronos until he begs for death. And all the Vulcans! I will make the Vulcans weep! I will savor every tear. One second. There we go. I know of an abandoned Colosseum in the Nepotus system. Hello? There we go. We can find a way to lure test subjects there. It'll take time and effort, but I'm confident I can do what they want. Dun dun dun. Alright, let's get out of here, Slimek. My one and only friend? Uh-oh. Okay, we're okay.
Watch out. There are Romulan Scorpion fighters overhead. They're looking for us. We need to move quickly and smartly to avoid detection. We head to the east. See that mountain in the distance? My ship crashed on the other side. It may have something we can use to signal your vessel. The search for us will only get more intense the longer we stay here. We need to get away from the arena as quickly as possible.
Well, let's go then. Can I explain everything? Can I equip my actual weapon yet? Random question, really.
There's a fighter heading straight for us. Quick, take cover in those dark rocks over there and wait for it to pass overhead. Stay still and wait for that fighter to pass overhead. If we are fortunate, they won't detect us. They didn't see us. Let's move on. I can't go on. My injuries from the arena are too painful. We need to find a place to rest for a moment.
Yeah, sure, no problem. How about at the end of my blade?
Forgive me, my friend, but the pain... I need to rest, just for a moment. My wounds are agonizing. I fear the worm's venom may have infected me. The pain is excruciating. My vision is blurred, and my blood burns in my veins. Before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here have medicinal qualities. Please, I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound, something to treat my fever, and anything that will ease my pain. Thank you, my friend. I know that I would have died today if it weren't for you.
Interesting way to think of that. Well, let's see what else we can find out here. As an antipyretic, but need a better sample source. You're fine, by the way, Yada. Thank you for the info. I mean, we've been interacting with Slimek for some time now, okay? mean, I know a few players who are like, oh yeah, Slamek Boff, but I don't know. I think he should be like a major NPC instead of a Boff. My opinion. No, it's fine, Space Cadet. We just need to find a couple of herbs and rub them over the wound. I mean, you saw it was catching me too, Yada. It's like, go! Because there was a green circle there and everything, and I wasn't really thinking about it. It's funny, because I've done that mission 4 times now. I think one of these days I'll learn. Okay. We've got some plants. Now rub the plants over his wound. And it's like a big gaping gash, right? Like it's just a massive open wound. And you just... And we've got bark, too. We specifically gathered bark. So we're just scraping bark against an open wound. Does this feel better, Slamek? Ah! Or how about if I do it the other direction? Oh, God. He passes out from the pain.
Forgive me, my friend, but before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here have medicinal qualities. Please.
What'd I miss?
I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound. Forgive me, my... Before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here have medicinal qualities. Please, I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound, something to treat my fever, and anything that will ease my pain.
Ah, I was missing
Thank
this
you,
one plant. I was just saying, I'm missing something. There we go. Now we go. God dang it. God dang it. Ham. Whoops, wrong song. Back to this song. Everything is dark. Everything is horrible. I mean, I've got a big old sword on my back. I should be able to just, you know, assist him in removing the pain. Honestly, I do appreciate this quest. It's trying something different, and I really like that. This quest is absolutely going to be at least 1+ to story. I'm not sure if it's going to be where it sits on the gameplay axis, because the gameplay is still very cumbersome and kind of buggy, and honestly requires a lot of interacting with things, which is just kind of its own problem. Yeah, I'm going to equip that. I thought about it earlier, but eh.
Thank you, my friend. I'm feeling better now. I think I can continue.
I'm glad all that bark really helped out your open wound. Yeah, there's also a lot of just running across desert and... Like, I get what they were going for, and narratively it works, but gameplay-wise it kind of sucks. So that's why I'm kind of leaning that direction. Plus to story, minus to gameplay.
Now that we're in the canyon, we shouldn't have to worry about the fighters anymore. Just the local wildlife. Keep your eyes open.
It's okay, I can light the way with anti-protons. Come on, Slamek. Don't fall behind. But my wounds, my friend! No, come on, let's go. Please, no. No mercy for the weak. This desert's a crucible, Slamek. It'll eat you alive if you're not careful. Just feel... Slamek, hold still. I'm gonna get rid of all the pain. What's funny is since my staff now works, I should canonically be able to turn around and just burn that entire arena to the ground. But, you know, it's whatever. Yeah, just be like, hey, could I have an orbital strike right here? The agony beam, if you don't mind. Captain, we have nothing but agony beams.
Hold out for too much longer. We should look for a place to spend the night. I've noticed that there are things we can gather along the way to make our night more pleasant. The search patrols are moving on. We will not survive a night in this desert. We need to find shelter and safety. If we can scavenge provisions to create a camp, we'll have a better chance of reaching the wreckage of my ship alive.
What do we need?
We will need water if we are to survive. I've noticed gourds growing in this area. If we can hollow one out, it will give us a container to carry water. And there should be a few small springs near this mountain.
It's okay, I provided heat and light. Why is it attacking Slamek? That's so strange. This gives me a story idea. I should write this down. For the Voyager rewrite, specifically. Where's my Trek rewrite notes? There they are. Trust me, Slamek, I can make this night very pleasant. For me, as I torture you to death with my, you know, anti-proton beam. Did that not take? Hang on. What? Whatever. Story idea. Nope, it's doing that thing that only the older quests do, where it doesn't update the quest thing. It would be cool as if I could aim the sun portal, like, to anything within visible range. So just, like, aim for that mountain a few miles that way. There. Notes taken. The question is how to make that work. Whoop. I like the idea of a crew member being left behind on a planet and having to survive. But I don't want that to end the way that it would. You know what I mean? So how do we make that end in a positive manner as opposed to a horrifically evil manner? Manner. Probably not, Mike Kamano. I've always hated the ending of that episode, like, a lot. Ignoring the obvious emotional impact, the problem is, all of it happened for nothing. It's there to make you feel bad, the end. And that isn't cool. Like, what's the point of that? It's like someone walks up and just looks at you and you're like, what? And then they
should last us through the night. Let's get into this cave before the temperature drops anymore.
And they'd, like, strangle a puppy in front of you, and then they just walk off. I've always found that kind of writing, in general, kind of cheap. If you're going to strangle a puppy, do it for some frickin' purpose. Make something of it. Don't just be like, here, feel bad.
Temperature's dropping rapidly now. This cave should protect us from the elements.
But we need to stay warm,
Exploring.
if you know what I mean.
It looks like this cave continues when the sun rises side of the mountain. We could save time and energy by using the passage instead of trying to find a path over the mountain. Excellent. The passage saved us hours. This could be a good day. Let's find my ship.
Hi, FDev. Hi, Sean.
From here. I think I can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon. There she is. She wasn't much to look at, but she was ours. And when we were flying through space, we were free. Perhaps she can help us one last time.
I mean, bad things happen, and that's neat, but this is a story we're telling, Gum Gum. And let's be honest with ourselves. If you do something that's cheap, it's cheap. The argument, but that's realistic, isn't an argument. In fact, that's not even a stance to make. That has nothing to do with anything. So, you know, just because is not a sufficient explanation or argument for why you do something within a story.
We should check to see if the emergency beacon survived the crash. But in the likely event it didn't, we might be able to piece together some components to create a makeshift emergency beacon.
Well, let's see what we got here. There's no way this vessel will ever fly again. Really? The damage done by the fall through the planet's atmosphere is severe. If the emergency distress beacon wasn't vaporized in the crash, it's probably buried under 30 meters of rock and sand, like the Singularity Drive and the cargo bays. You do, however, find a backup generator with a minuscule amount of energy left. If you have the right components, you can construct a makeshift beacon. You won't be able to do more than transmit a few pulses, but it would do the trick. But yes, too often, Gum Gum, I've seen people use because it's realistic, or because that's how it works in real life, or just because, as an excuse for, let's call it what it is, not writing. So no, I take a fairly dim view of that. Which brings me to, of course, Oblivion. That's funny, Justin. I remember doing that too, now that I think about it. Yeah, exactly, Kay. I'm down for believable. I've always argued in favor of believable. But realism? That's outside the front door. It can go to hell. At least until I take over the world. Then realism will get a little bit better, I swear. Just a little bit. I will bring the rain back to the British Isles. Slimek, why are you crouching like that? You know, I could totally murder all these people effortlessly.
Did you think you could run from me?
Who are you again?
There is no place where I cannot find you. My spies are everywhere.
Wait a second.
Prisoner 1478, take your place.
He betrayed us!
Riemann understands who is the master and who is the slave. The loss of the listening post was a minor setback. Riemann's refuge in the Dera system has been destroyed. Dozens of subjects have been tested in my arena. When the Iconians return, they will find I have done all they have asked, and more. But you will not be there on that dreaded day. This tiresome game ends now. You could have been such a fascinating test subject, but this time, no. This time I think a more direct approach is best. Ready? Aim?
Bye.
No!
That's such a dumb scene, but it's worth it just to think how pissed off Akiv is.
I apologize for Slamic's action. I had no idea there was a traitor in our midst. If his actions caused harm to you or your crew, forgive me. That was not my intent. However, your trip to the Nopata system was not in vain. Now you see. Now you know. Hakiv is a pawn of a greater power. The demons of air and darkness are here. You should report to your superiors. Tell them what you have seen here. Open their eyes to the dangers that lurk in the shadows.
Congratulations, Admiral.
For what? Oh, I must have gotten a whatcha-fig. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, Hakeem was like, I'm gonna savor this. I'm gonna speechify and monologue and really enjoy the moment. Oh my god, they warped out, or beamed out. No! Gosh, darn it. Ahem. I'm kind of torn here. Here's what I'm thinking right now. Knee-jerk thought. A plus for story is obvious. I love the setup, and I love, like, all right, we're going to deal with this random satellite thing, and we've got a whole problem for the satellite thing. So we deal with the satellite thing, and we're good. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. And then we're in the cage, and it's like that moment by itself is positive worthy. It's a great sideswipe, right? Because of the way they construct it, because you've already gone through an entire puzzle and effectively a whole portion of a quest, you don't really think it's going to do that kind of left turn. And so it's just like, what? And then everything just kind of proceeds as if it's normal. And there's this sort of uncanny valley-ish effect about being in the arena for quite some time there. And it's just kind of, huh. Then we go out. You know, we make our way across the desert, find Slamek, Hakiv, and then it falls apart. So here's my thinking. Plus to story, obvious. I'm not sure if that deserves a negative to story. I'm kind of not sure about that. Part of the problem is that it's been restructured since Slamek was literally retconned into quests before this. I don't know. I think I could be willing to let that one go. I'm double checking something here. Yep, this is the final appearance of Slamek. Nope, I'm wrong. So, okay. This is kind of the final appearance of Slamek. He actually shows up one more time in a quest we won't be doing for several days. But other than that, this is kind of it. Effectively, this is the end of Slamek. Let me just phrase it that way. I do think I'm going to be a gameplay negative because that mission is just one of the most irritating ones to play because of little frustrations in the weapons and the interactions and the interface. Just, yeah. Come on, game. No wonder it's spelled wrong. Yeah, it also bugs out. I've had that mission bug out several times.
Starfleet Intelligence has completed its analysis of the data you recovered in the Nopata system. There is a 67.47% chance that the Iconians are using the Tal Shiar as a way to influence the Romulan Star Empire, and that their persecution of the Remans is directly related to this. Command is considering lending assistance to Obasek and his forces, but before we come into direct conflict with the Romulans, we want to try a more discreet approach. The data indicates that Hakiv is operating out of the Brea system. Long-range sensor scans indicate that there may be a major Tal Shiar installation there. We want you to infiltrate this system, apprehend Hakiv, and destroy the Tal Shiar's base. Hakiv must not escape. He may be the only person who knows how extensive the Iconian influence in Romulan space is.
So, someone asked earlier if this is the first Iconian reference. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember when they started dropping the hints about the Iconian arc in the original version of the story. If you've been paying attention, in this version, the current iteration, they actually drop a lot of hints, especially if you're playing a Delta Recruit. So they do several mentions, and they do several bits of build-up, for both good and for bad. I don't remember in the original version when they started laying those bricks, though. We know they had the ideas when the Romulan story arc began. But, shrug, effectively.
We have arrived in the Brea system. Preliminary scans show automated defenses and a handful of Romulan ships, most likely Tal Shiar vessels. If we're going to reach that planet and beam down safely, we'll have to breach the Romulan defenses. The weapons platforms are probably short range, but we must disable the satellites and any enemy ships in orbit, or any away team that we send to the planet will be in immediate danger. Tactically, it would be wise to draw off the ships and engage them separately from the fixed defenses. The Zedenia is prepared to assist you in the attack when you are ready.
Cool.
Enemy vessel, you are in Romulan space. Leave immediately, or you will be destroyed.
I think you're right, Admiral Murphy, because I know that they did it prior to a certain Earth space dock mission. Yeah, they did some really quiet and some really subtle foreshadowing originally. They don't get credit for it now, because it's not there anymore. But it was really a hell of a ride building up to it over the time, the literal years. It was also really sucky for something that I hope we'll talk about today. We're actually pretty close to finally being done with Wrath, aka the Romulan arcs. It's technically 3 separate arcs we're just kind of slamming together here, but whatever.
Long-range sensors show that Tal Shiar reinforcements are closing on this location. We must be swift. The Tal Shiar base is mobilizing. We need to hurry if we're going to have any chance to find Hakiv and his Iconian connections. I'll meet you on the surface.
They do, Warp Core, which actually irritated me a little bit.
We have a problem.
Just a little.
The Tal Shiar are trying to jam transporters, and particle leakage from the strange technology here is affecting our targeting sensors. My scientists can't identify the type of particles yet, but several of my troops are reporting in from different locations. Transporters are being diverted. You're on your own for the moment. My scans show that the Tal Shiar have secured some areas of this base with force fields. You'll have to disable them, or find ways around them. Hakiv will be somewhere well defended, but we have him cornered now.
So, this is one of the first big battle missions in the entire game, actually. They do a couple of these later on, to varying effect. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the video game equivalent of a last dungeon. Or at least a major dungeon. Usually involving more people than just us, which is always nice. Excuse me. We summon down troops. There's all sorts of allies fighting enemies all over the place. Stuff like that. I actually don't agree with that personally, Kay, but that's because I'm extremely biased towards what I consider to be the best arc in this game. I bet you can guess which one, Kay, but I'm not going to say it out loud for obvious reasons. We're not there yet. Over here. Over here? Ah, whatever. They're all dead. And yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this is when the adventure line was invented. There are several good arcs in this, no doubt. And I like a lot of the personal quests, too. But yeah, it allowed us to do things like this. It's honestly mostly just flavor. This is actually an optional objective. But they allowed us to play around with summoning allied troops, sabotaging enemy fortifications, and literally pulling down orbital bombardments. Oh, don't mistake me. I mean, the Romulan arc has gotten something like 10 positives by itself. I think it holds up even to this very day, and I stand by that. You mean the real DS9 arc instead of the not DS9 arc we've already done? Yeah, okay. Nope. Why did I close the music player? Part of the problem with the Romulan arc, though, is a lot of the gameplay in the Romulan arc kind of sucks, as I've been showcasing. They were really just for the first time starting to get used to how to actually design their game, and figuring out what to use and how to use it. The shuttle missions, the adventure line, kits were starting to become a thing. They were still trying to be like, what game are we making? That's why I keep calling this the Wrath equivalent. A lot of people praise World of Warcraft's Wrath of the Lich King expansion, and for good reason. But those people tend to forget that particular expansion had a lot of gameplay problems. And it was because they were trying to figure out what the hell they were doing still. They were trying stuff out. Oh, long before this, Mr. Red. Like, the Klingons being a faction that's playable, that isn't just PvP, that was the new team. That's how far back that goes. Unless you mean the current team, I don't remember when the current team got involved. Speaking of minor irritations, I wish the quest log would actually properly expand. There we go. Uh-oh. Pay attention, Mark. Nope, I'm dead. Save me, future me! Let's open up a portal to the sun. If you want to play for real, I'll play for real. Yeah, like I said, the original team is so far back, I'm pretty sure most people have never even played most of the game in that state. The keys in the promenade on the west. Alright, let's go. Give me the virtual guide path, please. Thank you. The adventure line. Useful in a place like this. It's not super big, but it is possible to get turned around here. Can't even really tell, but there's a whole bunch of fighters in the air, too. Which, on the one hand, is like, oh my god, all those fighters. But on the other, it really says something about how pathetic the Tal Shiar are. That all they have to support their area is a bunch of dinky little one-man fighters. Okay, yes, I know you can have two people on those fighters. My point stands. Does it want me to go this way or that way? Okay, that's what I thought. Let's go and deal with this nonsense. Goodbye. Take that. Okay. Got our chip. Now we go back down. Did Perpetual Entertainment even survive as a company? Real question. I don't think I've heard of them doing anything since this. That was a long time ago. Damn it. Just the almost end of the Romulan arc. So, our ship is being hit with an Iconian virus. They're purging it, but that means we don't have fly support right now.
None of this matters. We just need to open the gate, bring the Iconians here, and it will be over.
That was Taurus's plan, too. And you saw how that ended for her.
We finally have the opportunity. Victory is within our grasp.
You... Victory? It's over. This is done. You're done.
No! We can still finish... You're the cause of all of this!
Hey, Justin did a bunch too.
You don't even understand what you walked into. You're too late to stop it. A lowly being such as yourself cannot even recognize the true power the Iconians represent, and that any future will depend on a place in their regime. All you've done is arrive in time for the end of existence as you know it.
Right. Hang on, let me summon a portal to the sun really quick. No reason, I'm just, you know.
Fool! I can call as many reinforcements as I need.
Not now. My ship has put an interference field around this plaza. It's over.
You think you've stopped me? The Iconians already know. They know everything. They'll be here soon. And nothing you've done will make a difference. It's not over. It's over for you.
Well, that ended about how I expected.
The road to Riemann independence will be long and bloody, but this is a significant step. While I do not seek your approval of my methods, the crossing of our paths has been fortuitous. It's a pity you cannot aid us further in our liberation. You have my respect, and the respect of my crew. If in the future we encounter one another again as allies, I would find this gratifying. I must return to the Zedinia. I recommend you finish what you came to do and leave quickly.
Surprisingly large-scale city, mostly because you can see it from a distance, by the way. It's a nice little touch. This way. Hey, you... Okay. So let's go ahead and put some detonators on this, because remember, it's typical Starfleet policy to destroy all Iconian gateways for some reason. They'll never not be stupid. Didn't there used to be like a giant gateway? Never mind. Hey, it's ESD. So we have coordinates. We can't beep you up until the gate is destroyed. We're still getting interference. Prepare to destroy the Iconian gate with orbital bombardment. You should probably not be there. Ah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Do you have to? Okay, whatever. Like, there's other ways, right? There's other ways. Okay. Yes, go ahead and fire tricobalt torpedoes directly towards me. Danger close, as they say. Oh, stuck on the train. There we go.
Sela is here with her flagship. I'm trying to hold her off, but the Zedenia is no match for a ship of that class. You'd better return to your vessel quickly.
Let's go. Yeah, they haven't been eating enough, Bragwin.
Enemies of the Romulan people, this insurrection will not stand. Your hostile actions against a Romulan colony world are acts of war. Surrender now, and you and your crews will be treated fairly as prisoners.
Uh-huh.
We have our work cut out for us. I will assist you. After all, we face a common foe.
Yeah, I'm gonna piece apart her fleet before I kill her. Oh, absolutely, Space Cadet. One of those other weird things about Star Trek is they seem to treat, you know, proton torpedoes like, honestly, grenades. Which is weird. Yes, proton torpedoes. Star Wars actually stole it from Star Trek, so, you know. They get the name.
This is your last chance to surrender. The full force of this dreadnought will be turned against any who persist in this foolish rebellion.
You realize not only am I in a dreadnought too, but we've beaten your ass before canonically. So...
Resist me, and you will face the full might of the Romulan Star Empire.
You'll see, Zactav. Oh yeah, we're stomping her. We always stomp her here. I mean, the fact that her big strategy is to cloak and then move is not impressive, if I'm being honest. Probably my hangar pets, yeah.
There's a ship coming through. Can't get a sensor lock on it.
This was a big reveal moment, because that...
They're taking the Leoval in tow. They're heading back through the gate.
You don't need to narrate this, we can see what's going on. Notice how big that ship is compared to the Romulan Dreadnought Scimitar. Did Sela just escape, or was she kidnapped against her will? That's a good question. Let's go take out that Iconian gate, though, while we're here. And that answers your questions, Octav. That was a Iconian gateway. Explains how they've moved fleets. We need to get out of here. We cannot leave. We're in combat. Yeah, let's get out of here. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Starfleet will continue the search for Seela's vessel, but as of right now, we have no idea where the Iconians took her, or if she went willingly. I find this turn of events disturbing. Seela's absence will throw the Romulan Star Empire into even greater chaos. We have found that the Romulans are at their most dangerous when their backs are against the wall. Like wounded Salot cats, they will strike out at anyone in reach, and the Federation may bear the brunt of their fury. The return of the Iconians could change everything.
I have new missions for you.
I wouldn't worry about it. And we're not quite done with the Romulans. We're never going to be done with the Romulans. This whole rest of this game is just Romulans. It's just Romulans all the way down, okay? You gotta just accept this. That's just life now. And yeah, notice how she's an idiot, as usual. Yeah, just Romulans. Just Romulans. Just Romulans. Hey, look, speaking of which, there's the Romulan universe. That big old thing right there. The Klingons got a universe, too. We don't see that often, though. Why is that? Okay, whatever. Unfortunately, that quest arc we just did kind of sucked. Or the specific quest, or sorry, the specific mission kind of sucked. I'm debating if it's negative worthy or not. Like, kind of weird, janky cutscenes, and just... You know what? I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna give it a negative for the cutscenes because they're not good. Okay. We're not done yet, though. We need to do more Romulan stuff. I'm really not joking. Okay, so hang on.
I've received reports of Tal Shiar spying on New Romulus. Not a surprise, but we need to stay cautious. Most recently, I've acquired a recording that has actionable information. I'd like for you to follow up on it.
Okay. So, we're not actually doing the Romulan staging area quests, because they suck. But they're interspersed in the episode log with the actual cutscene missions. Now, these are almost entirely cutscene missions, like no actual gameplay. They are part of the story, so, you know, here we are. Yeah, they don't allow the intros to be replayable. I'm not actually sure why.
I'll be going now, unless you need anything else. Do you want me to bring you something to eat?
No. No, thank you. I'll see you in the morning.
Proconsul, may we speak?
How did you get in here?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sub-Commander Kiana, and I represent certain individuals interested in the future of the Romulan people.
Don't patronize me. You mean the Tal Shiar.
If you want to be blunt, yes.
What do you want, Sub-Commander?
An agreement that will benefit us both. You agree to allow us to advise you on the governing of this colony, and in return we will do all we can to assist you with any complications that may arise.
You want to play kingmaker. I'm no king, and deals made in the dark never end well. If you want to open negotiations, contact my office during business hours.
You know as well as I do that would be pointless. There's too much bad blood, and the Federation and the Klingons would never agree. I'd be lucky to leave the negotiations alive. Hakiv's death and the disappearance of the Empress has left my organization at loose ends. The Tal Shiar needs a strong leader. You have the trust of the Klingons, Starfleet, the Romulans. Just imagine what you could do with our help.
Are you trying to bribe me?
Merely presenting options. A wise man would see that this is his best, his only option.
I was instructed by the wisest of men, Subcommander. Spock taught me that openness and truth have more power than secrets. I want all Romulans to unite, even the Tal Shiar. But it can only happen in the light of day.
I'll give you time to reconsider. We have similar goals, Titan. You want to rebuild Romulan power. So do we. Think about it. We will speak again.
Computer, give me everything we have on the Tal Shiar.
Error. Too much information. Please limit request size. So there's a couple things I like about that. First thing I like about that recording was directly addressed to us. The implication there is that Titan didn't submit that to the Federation or the Klingons or whatever. He submitted it to us, and we then pushed it. We then pushed it forward to our superiors or whatever. Let's go ahead and submit that. The other thing I like about that, though, other than the fact that Titan's voice actor sucks and they need to replace him, is the interplay there. She's like, hi. And she tries to be the Mafia again, right? Because that's how the Tal Shiar tends to operate. Oh, yes. We'll make sure nothing goes wrong. He calls her on it, and she immediately reveals that, yeah, we're actually kind of suckitude right now. So, since we suck, could you be our leader? Please, we could really use some unification right now. She also implies, based on how she says that what's going on right now in the Tal Shiar is a massive power struggle. That we don't see, of course, because it's happening over there off camera. But I get the very strong impression that pretty much every single lieutenant, sub-commander, and commander is trying to take over their own little parcel of land. And, yeah, they want to fix that. And, of course, naturally, the only way to fix that is to have a new emperor. Obviously, duh. What else could you possibly do? So then we have this one, which is, I don't remember this one exactly, but whatever. There's someone in the warehouse, and they have a supply issues, and there's a Ferengi, and we want to go deal with the Ferengi. Well, we don't want to deal with the Ferengi, but, you know, we're going to go deal with the Ferengi. Oh yeah, the Romulan Star Empire is gone. The Romulan Republic is, and I say this without hyperbole, the single strongest Romulan power still left anywhere. Now remember, everything we've showcased and talked about with regards to where the Romulans are at with regards to the Republic, that says something. I know, it's really funny, Space Cadet. Taurus? Well. Jolan True, we appreciate you taking an interest in our affairs. Right now we're having a supply problem. There's a Ferengi trader named Modron. He seems capable of making a profit, but less than capable of keeping a track of our shipments. I tried talking to him, but he seems to treat any conversation as a negotiation. I'm hesitant to bring this to Titan's attention. Could you please deal with this for me? Yeah, sure. Hey, Modron. Whap! I mean, legitimately, I doubt the Tal Shiar would be willing to surrender to Titan, at least as a group. I agree with you, though. That would probably have been the smart play. Just, yep, we give up. Hello, Modron. Let me summon some obelisks right next to you. You know, as is our typical greeting with every time we see Modron.
You again? Last time I saw you, I had a sweet little mining business on Hifar, and some information brokering on the side. Now, all of that's gone. The mine, the intel, everything. I'm lucky I still have a tooth sharpener. Get out before I call security!
We came to talk to you about some irregularities with your supply manifests.
Let me guess. Lieutenant Tenenga's complaining again. I stand by my paperwork and my inventory. It's not my fault if the Romulans can't count. They don't have the lobes for business. Look, you can review the cargo manifests yourself and match them to the supplies in the crates. But I'm sure a big, important Starfleet officer like yourself has more important things to do. If you want to bother with it, though, knock yourself out. The terminals in the warehouse have the manifest, and the crates are nearby. I'd help you check, but I have real work to do. Oh, and don't mind the Orions. They're subcontractors working for me. Lots of willing hands to help, if you know what I mean.
Tal Shiar ships could do a lot of damage if they really decided to just go absolutely full vindictive mode. I mean, anybody with a cloak and a desire to hurt is probably going to be able to do a whole lot of damage. Because at that point, they're the Joker. Right? Remember, one of the biggest things that makes the Joker... Old uniforms. Why would you keep these in a box named River Pig Chow? Anyways, one of the biggest things that really makes the Joker go forward in lore is the fact that he doesn't care about consequences. So he is willing to go farther than anyone else is. If you have a ship and a cloak, you can cause a whole lot of damage, never mind a bunch of them. That being said, I don't think most Tal Shiar are that far gone. It requires a level of true desperation and or depravity to reach such a point. You're probably thinking, but the Tal Shiar are depraved. Not what I mean. That's probably a bad word. De-investment, maybe? The Tal Shiar want things. They want power and ownership, and they want to rule on high as Sultan. Someone who wants to rule on high as Sultan generally doesn't run around blowing things up because they can. Also, we totally have the ability to detect their cloaks if we actually try, so... If they really wanted to push the envelope, well, let's just say that everyone who's ever actually tried to push the Federation has regretted it. Everyone. This isn't entertainment supplies, it's scrap hull plating from old shuttles. Yeah, speaking of which, I forgot to get the... That's on me. Even the Borg. We'll get there. That's later. This is the Presidium, supposedly. According to the list. Unless you mean the in-game music of the game, which actually... I do have some of it, it's just kind of generic, and honestly I don't like it all that much, but... I try to play it every now and again just to get a feel for it. And it's got decent battle music, I suppose. This manifest says the crate's supposed to contain industrial energy cells, but all I see are self-sealing stem bolts. Yeah, I really wish Copywrong didn't exist. I would much rather just play with the in-game music on. Really. Same with Tor. These boxes are empty. Yeah, cute. Ugh. So here's the deal. If I manage to conquer the world in the next 6 weeks, then we're good. It's okay. It'll be really simple. I'll be like, right. I know I just conquered the world, but it's okay. It's okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is just let all my aides and you know, advisors handle actually running the world. And I'm going to go over here and stream some Tor. And everyone watching, because, you know, governmental types tend to be so disconnected from reality that they don't know what I'm talking about. So they'll be like, what the hell's Tor? What is a streaming? What does a river have to do with anything? The problem, Kay, and this is the exact same problem Tor has, is both games play non-original music, excuse me. They play licensed music. And they play it inconsistently and periodically. So I can't just, like... What I would have to do to play in-game music is like, oh, well, hang on. And then jump over here. I can't even find it. And then, like, mute the music. And then be okay. And then unmute the music. Okay. And then mute the music. And just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Constantly. And that's assuming I even know that the particular song is licensed. Now, I have a pretty good ear for that sort of thing. So I'd probably be able to be on it. But, you know... Okay. That nonsense dealt with. Every single manifest he gave me was wrong. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, like, if this was, to use a random example, WoW, I could just hit Control-M, or rebind it to something else, and just have a button I could click in cutscenes, too. So I could just have a shortcut to mute, unmute, mute, unmute, and I would have considered it then. As is, nah. And it would still be kind of awkward going backward. I know that everyone hates my music, and I'm trying to do the best curation of the music I can, but...
So, you checked the manifests? And the crates?
Yeah.
And they don't match up. I knew I should have gone with you. Then I could have explained that the more valuable supplies are in a secure storage unit. You can't be too careful, you know. Someone might be trying to steal something. Here, let me open the secure area for you. It's at the far end of the warehouse.
Yeah, Modron doesn't have the lobes, which is why it's irritating that he keeps getting high-paying jobs. He has Hirogen bodyguards. Think about that for a second. Actually, never mind, that makes sense. No, think about it. So many people want to kill Modron, that the Hirogen always have some kind of prey to go after. But seriously, though, Modron sucks, and he should probably not be,
Couldn't just leave well enough alone.
doing stuff like this.
I should have known. Your type are all meddlers. Now you've gone and upset my Hirogen friends, and they want to have a discussion with you. Enjoy.
Okay. That was fun, but... I mean, honestly, the Hirogen being like, we'll work for you for the chance to kill PC. Yeah, sure, that actually tracks. I could buy that. Oh yeah, sorry, battle music. Yada mentioned this earlier, and I completely agree. I feel irritated having to try during ground combat. It's a common problem I have with, honestly, a lot of video games. When something isn't interesting or engaging, it irritates me to have to bother in order to do it. It's like, really? This isn't hard. This isn't difficult. It's just bad. And you're forcing me to actually bother to pay attention and do my job correctly instead of just kind of sweeping through it, which is what I want to do. Like, in general, Yada? A little bit. Oh my god. Like, I'd much rather be going through here spam casting Ultima than actually putting effort into it. Oh, hey. Whoop! Wasn't even looking. What the hell is killing me? Jesus. Wow, okay. Alright. I'm honestly confused by that one. Just got murdinated. Yeah, the problem is the Hirogen should be dead. They also shouldn't have advanced technology, which they do. Like, that's the thing. The Hirogen have surprisingly big and powerful ships, and they have, you know, cloaking tech, and they have a transgalactic hub, and all sorts of other nonsense. And it's like, I don't buy that. They have stuff that would make most of the major powers blush, and they're not actually a unified force. There is no such thing as the Hirogen Empire or a Hirogen organization. They're just a bunch of random tribesmen running around doing stuff. So I have no real opposition to the Hirogen as a concept, but honestly, they should probably lean a lot more on their own natural advantages, rather than having this super tech, which they use constantly, in order to, you know, keep them on top and keep them ahead of everything. My opinion. Damn it. Or if I could phrase this differently, they're a threat of the week that's a little bit more fleshed out. I like the fleshing out, I don't like the threat of the week. Frankly, the Voth have the exact same problem. The Voth are cool, but they just beat Voyager. Like, if you remember, Voyager never actually defeats the Voth. They're completely at their mercy constantly. But the Voth are actually fleshed out, so cool. It's an issue. I don't think anybody in the world likes the Kazon.
I had no choice! The Tal Shiar is controlling my family!
Uh-huh.
Well, they have my assets, and Latinum is like a family to a Ferengi. Please, please, have mercy on a humble businessman!
Unfortunately for you, I'm really sick of your crap, Modron. What's funny is, even during my analysis and my behind-the-scenes stuff, I never found anything that really indicated that they were going anywhere with the Voth, even though there's plenty of indications that they were. Like you say, they spent plenty of time and effort on the Voth, and then just abandoned them after one episode. It's like, oh, okay, that's strange. Madron was working with the Syndicate and the Tal Shiar. I'm glad you handled the situation. Yeah, maybe be a little bit more careful about who you hire in the future. Random thought. You morons. Ugh, these people. Okay. So that was warehouse. We've pinpointed a communications array used by the Tal Shiar. Hang on. They're using a lot of people to protect it, so has to be important to their efforts here. It might even be a link to their leaders. Sometimes the best course of action is the most direct one, so we take out the array. We cause damage to the Tal Shiar. Cool. The array is way over there. Good night, Kay. So, if I had to keep the Vidians or the Kazon, I'd choose the Vidians. I mean, the Kazon are easier to turn into something worth a damn. Vidians are just not interesting, in addition to being kind of horrific and gross and all that other fun stuff. Here, I think? Hey, I was right. The Malon, which was actually also a fascinating race, and they did some good stuff with. They were even in like 3 episodes. Yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, I think I'd rather keep the Kazon over the Vidians. That's appropriate, because I am keeping the Kazon and I am ejecting the Vidians in the rewrite.
Defending the array is our top priority.
I believe so, yes, Space Cadet. Like, even if you physically walked there, it would be weird.
Defending the array is our top priority.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, me too. I'm pretty sure every quest I'm doing right now is some of the new Romulus rep stuff. But I could be misremembering, so please don't quote me on that.
Defending the array is our top
Apparently him getting killed before he can finish his message was his top priority. I am weirded out by how much damage these people are doing to me.
Defending the array is our top priority.
Jesus, I get it! It's even a different actor.
Search the area for intruders. They can't be far.
That's what I was just looking at. But it looks like I've got everything right. That's the Red Angel suit. That's the Nakul thing. That's the other Nakul thing. That's the Advanced Herald.
Your continued resistance is forcing me to take direct action. This is regrettable, but your deaths will pave the way to a new Romulan star empire. One controlled by the Tal Shiar.
Yeah, question. Could I get whatever pot you're smoking? Because that's obviously toxic. It is seriously messing with your brain.
Search the areas for intruders. They can't be far.
I love how the res animation is kneeling down and scanning them with a tricorder. I'm not even making fun, it's just funny. Hang on. And once again, someone pathetic hiring the Hirogen to do their work for them actually makes perfect sense. Because the Hirogen know that, you know, people are going to come after them, so they're going to get a good fight. Work for the Tal Shiar? Hell yeah! Like, dozens of different groups are going to want to come after you.
Intruders, defend the array. Take a squad and secure the area.
We have a recording here.
I've visited Detan for the third and final time, Commander. He still worships the Vulcan's memory. He will not see reason.
That's rich coming from you.
He is only one man, however. If misfortune were to befall him, perhaps his replacement would be more accommodating.
I have no interest in making martyrs, Sub-Commander. Attacking Detan directly would be yet another distraction from the real issues on this world. In this case, some assistance may be required. You understand the situation? Detan and his people are intractable. I need you to show them the error of their ways.
I don't need someone like you to explain things. Do you remember our agreement?
Continue to assist us, and you'll have your pick of the hunting grounds. The best and most powerful trophies will be yours.
I expect something better than that grunting beast by the river.
Of course.
It is done. Starfleet and the Klingons will be our prey. Once they are gone, Detan and his followers will be yours to command.
We need to get this base up and operational.
Love the audio's just interrupting that there. These people. Commander, the darkest hour of the Tal Shiar draws near. The Riemann project is a failure. Even now, forces from Starfleet and the Empire approach our base in Bria 3. Sources indicate the Empress may take a direct hand in the matter, though I don't know which side she will support. There's no love between us.
Picking up reports of intruders in the base.
We will fight to the last man, but Bria 3 falls, the Tal Shiar must survive. We are the last hope of our people. Darkness is coming. We must embrace it or surrender to oblivion. I'm depending on you to continue the work I started. We can no longer risk direct confrontation, but the Starfleet or the Empire. Really? Use the subspace scattering device to conceal your location as long as possible. Move in shadow, act with deliberation, use cat's paws, as the demons have used us. The Remans are drunk on freedom.
You're a disgrace.
The remains of our people are shattered and broken, begging for scraps when they should be taking revenge. The Empress serves no one but herself. The Tal Shiar is the Empire. We alone remembers what it is to be Romulan. Wait, do I need to add anything to any of that? Captured Rule, excellent. We have a lot of questions for him. I know he's not going to just start telling us all his secrets. Ahem. But we're not scared of the Tal Shiar anymore. Without fear, they're powerless. Ain't that the truth? God, they're so pathetic.
I've received another recording, and I think it's connected to the prior Tal Shiar one. I'd like for you to follow up and track down any information related to it.
Okay. Help you find my other gift. If you're willing, I have more to show you. Go to the pass in the mountains above the staging area where you'll find a shuttle. Why, that happens to be right here. I feel like I was just here a few seconds ago. Okay. Seriously, can I just be extremely overpowered in ground now so I don't have to deal with any of this nonsense? Can I just be a walking dervish of death? Is that a thing we can do?
The Hirogen will be well rewarded for your assistance.
Oh my god, is this literally the exact same instance? It is! Okay, hold up. What? Wow, I didn't actually know that these were literally identical missions. Well, the Cataclysm point is after the Romulan stuff, if that gives you any idea, Mr. Red.
Defending the array is our top priority.
It was just easier content, Player Travel. I'm fighting max level stuff now. With good gear and Mark 15s. I'm honestly amazed that the enemy is doing any kind of damage to me, to be completely blunt. Come on. There you go.
This planet smells.
Oh, you heard him. This planet smells. Oh, enemies.
Picking up reports of intruders in the base.
Imperial troops have entered the base. Imperial troops have entered the base. I would recommend surrendering. We're not known to be kind. Alright, what in the world?
Intruders! Defend the array!
Dang it. You know, I keep saying eventually this game will get good. Does it ever? Am I blinded by my love of the story? Is the game always bad? Is that just where we're at with this?
This planet smells. It must be the Klingons.
Yeah, this is bad backtracking. This is the definition of bad backtracking. See you around, Yada. Ignore the fact that we're doing the same objectives and everything. It's like, really? Okay.
Your continued resistance
That's
is
the
forcing
exact
you to
same
take
dialogue you said last time.
This is regrettable, but your deaths will pave the way to a new Romulan Star Empire. One controlled by the Tal Shiar.
Deja vu, I think, at this point? Like, what is even going on here?
Search the areas for intruders. They can't be far.
I'm right here, actively fighting you.
Look at those uniforms. You're a disgrace.
Wait, what uniforms? The ones of the dead people I just killed? Where's Fix It?
Look at those. Picking up
Here.
reports of intruders in the base.
There he is. Whatever. Honestly, whatever.
Defending the array is our top priority.
Opening portals to the sun is my top priority. Hey, look, it's this exact same guy in the exact same spot that he was last time.
The Hirogen will be well rewarded for your assistance.
You know, you say that. I mean, I guess they did get a good fight. As I massacred them. Oh, goddammit, I missed some prisoners again. Ugh. Whatever, let's do this stupid thing.
I visited Detan for the third and
This is
final.
the same cutscene as last time. Okay, here we go. This is it. Wait.
I visited Detan. Final.
Okay, I submit the recording that I've now seen multiple times. Thank you, Sentry going up, for that sub.
We need to get this base up and operational.
Shut up. If you want to put that sub towards something, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you. Where is this asshole here? Get up. Nothing indicates that this is a duplicate mission. Like, it's literally, there's a mountain base and then secret shuttle codes.
Look at those uniforms.
And they're listed as two separate episodes. One is clearly after the other. What the hell is going on with this nonsense?
Be quiet. You're as loud as a Klingon.
Excuse me? Hey, look, it's that same file that we've already... Yeah, okay, we're done. Let's go! Oh my god. Okay, are we done? We're done. Alright, next quest. Jesus. We've received a message from a science team exploring a series of caves in the crater area. They seem to be having some trouble, and one of the scientists is missing. It may be nothing, but I'd feel better if we had a trained team taking it out. Please take the science leader and go do the stuff. I mean, Rex would probably win that one, let's be honest with ourselves. Now we go to the south area. Way down there. Thank God I have this crap unlocked, or else we'd have to walk. You wouldn't want to see me when I'm walking. Nobody likes a lore walker. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Oh God, seriously? Hang on. You're right, it does.
We've received another anonymous message. This time.
Yeah, we're just going to do the two at the same time here. The Tal Shiar aren't our biggest problem. As you've probably seen, the Tholians have an interest in this planet too. Go to the cave entrance, find the crater, find a Tholian console. Use these codes. They have to work. They have to. Dun dun dun. Oh my god, kill me, Ladson. Kill me! I know. I ain't talking to nobody. I'm sick of this crap. We're getting this crap over with. We're gonna pretend I didn't double up, though, and give this another negative for the same damn thing. God, that's insanity. You know, I think I've made my point. Now, Space Cadet argues for 2 separate negatives for these. Each. Done. I had to think about that for a second. But yeah, no, this is asinine. And the worst part is, even if you know it's coming, the fix for it doesn't really make it all that much better. It just makes it slightly less worse. At the absolute minimum, the fact that you have to know in order to do this properly is walkthroughitis. Bare minimum. That's ignoring the fact that this should have never existed to begin with. There never should have been a situation we have to literally replay a mission in order to get in order to do nothing else. There's not even any additional story. It's not like the cutscene is different. I'm not sure we're going to have a net positive gameplay score. I'm really not. There's a lot of TFOs coming up, and there's a lot of dungeons, or excuse me, quests coming up that might pull that up. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to make it at this point. Which is fine. You know, I knew that walking in, sushi game, etc., etc. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When you're on a new character, you can't just go to the second mission like I'm currently doing. So there's another problem.
I managed to clear up some of the interference. I am detecting Tholian life signs ahead of your coordinates. Please proceed with caution.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the nature of how we do these reviews, I say unfortunately, I firmly believe in the nature of how we do these reviews. But because we review as much content as is feasible, aka not just everything, the good stuff, but all the stuff is absolutely dragging the score down hard. There's a lot of content in this game that I would honestly recommend people skip if given the opportunity to do so. Because it's bad. This is the ARR side quests problem all over again. Now the question is, will this game be a net positive? Period. It might not. The gameplay might drag it down to a net negative. And honestly, I could see that. Come on, there we go. And I haven't seen it, obviously. I guess Blackfell I've been streaming. Cave looks cool. I'll give you that. I put, Nah. Oh, this would be such an extraordinarily easy fix. Wrong button there. Very important part of the process. Yeah, the Tal Shiar is grasping at straws, and that makes sense. The Hirogen are going along with it because they don't give a damn, and that makes sense. The Tholians are doing their own thing like they always do, And that makes sense. The Tholians are also attempting to try and terraform the planet in a manner that would make it more habitable for them without requiring life suits. AKA, they're trying to make it go back to being an irradiated hell. What was that? Yeah, they're trying to tholiform. There you go. I think the Romulans who currently live here wouldn't like that. And of course, the Tholians don't really have a seat at the table. Despite being an interstellar power, the Tholians don't really engage in diplomacy. In Stellaris terms, they're an event, not a side. Update begins. Do you wish a verbal briefing? You are 2.3 minutes late with your update. Transmit your report, then proceed. The delay was unavoidable. I have located a source of artifacts, but there were complications. A Romulan scientist discovered my survey team. Has the intruder been neutralized? We are holding him for questioning. This planet holds technology of interest to us. The Azure Nebula provides a convenient access point to the subspace tunnels so we can send ships to your location. Find the technology and determine its origin. We do not want a repeat of the situation on New Kara Prime. Ah. ISIS. Your timing is interesting. Give me one moment. They're expanding their exploration of ancient colony worlds into areas of interest to us. They are mammals. They're easily distracted. We will send a strike force to their space station. This will draw away the one known as Obasek and his allies away from your survey teams. That's the vault mission we already did. The Romulans are a threat to our operation. There's a possibility that... This is a long cutscene. They'll discover or destroy the artifacts before we recover them. Eliminate the threat. Recover the artifacts. End the cutscene already. Okay, ISIS. Cutscene finally ended. What's up? Okay. No, not again. Uh-oh. I'm worried. Uh-oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what? No, I'm gonna refuse because I am a horrible human being. I mean, in fairness, that is a possibility, but I am capable, so I will have your back on that. You're welcome. Could you give me an exact number? Because you know me. Could you... Okay, so that's those two. Okay. No, it's... See, this is why I ask these things. Well, I guess that answers my question. I was going to ask how your first day went. My sister got a job, by the way. Okay. Well, that's whatever, I suppose. Staging area, that's what I need. Several people say congrats. Gotcha. I do apologize, but that was actually a situation. So it had to actually be dealt with right then and there. We're good. Everything's fine. That's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that about me. I don't mind problems. Not really. I mind not having solutions. The analogy I like to use is if the car breaks, if I lose a tire on the car, I've got a backup tire in the boot, ready to go, and the equipment to change it, and I know how to change a tire in my car. You know what I mean? What bothers me is, well, the car broke down, and I lose the tire, and I don't have a spare tire, and I don't have the money for a spare tire, and I can't call for a thing. So my solution is to live with it. You know what I mean? That's the kind of crap that gets to me. What? Just in general. I know the car explanation isn't really a good one, but I'm sure you know what I mean. There we go. So, new recording. Yeah, I'm good at solutions. Situations with no solutions? What do I do with that? Smile as I'm punched in the teeth.
For all you've done for our colony.
Hi, Deton.
We wouldn't be as far along as we are without your assistance. That's why I wanted you here today, to hear for yourself some of what we found. Doctor?
What we found in our archaeological surveys is that the planet was populated long before our people arrived after the Sundering. We've discovered multiple ruins from that time period that correspond to the few historical records we still have. Most of our data from that era was lost with the homeworld.
And the sword?
I'm ready to confirm that the blade found at the battle site is the sword of the Raptor Star. We don't have a visual record of the sword, but the one we have matches written accounts, and a quantum analysis shows signs of masterwork. Something like this could have only been made by Saharian.
We were right to come here. The sword will become a symbol of our reborn civilization. You were saying there was an earlier culture. What do you know about them?
The oldest ruins we found are approximately 150,000 years old, but I suspect that there may be some even older, based on preliminary findings that are still being analyzed. These people were quite advanced. While the oldest ruins show a culture that was defined by its devotion to a series of deities, later they developed technology, art, even spaceflight. Roughly 150,000 years ago, however, there was some sort of worldwide seismic event. Every volcano on the planet erupted, presumably blocking out the sun. Ambient temperatures dropped dramatically. The radiation count spiked. We're still repairing that damage. The survivors of this cataclysm retreated to caves in the warmest areas of the planet, but they died out soon afterward.
And what caused this event?
We're still working on that. We have found a new site deep underground near an active volcano, but there are massive power spikes unrelated to the magma flow. If there is a source of the seismic instability, it should be there. We would have to send down a team to investigate, though, and it is quite dangerous. I wouldn't send anyone down without an environmental suit. I could go myself, but...
I'm not ready to authorize you to do that, Doctor. Our people have too few scientists left. You and your crew are better equipped and trained for something like this. I know I'm asking a great deal, especially after all the help you've given us already. But your being here shows that my people and yours don't have to be adversaries. Not anymore. Not all Romulans think cooperation like this is possible. I do. Are you willing to see it through to the end?
You really don't have to speechify me, buddy. I've been helping you out for frickin' forever. Seriously. Now, let's rewatch that cutscene because it bugged out.
For all you've done.
Thankfully, we can skip it. There we go. Okay, really minor touch. Something I actually like about this that not every MMO gets right. We're significant. Do you catch that? I love WoW to death, but we drift in and out of significance in World of Warcraft's story. In FF14, in Lotro, which is my other favorite example of this, in Tor, and in STO, they managed to make us feel significant. Because, yeah, we've been to space, yo. I was going that way with it, Arian. I can't believe you guessed that. Anyways. The point is, I like the fact that they bother to make us significant. That they make a deal of the fact that we have a personal relationship with the head of the Romulan Republic. That we are on talking terms with several of the diplomats from most of the major powers in the Alpha and Beta quadrants, right? That's a good thing. We don't need to be... we don't need to be the chosen one. We don't need to be the super mega death doom destructo mega man. But I like the fact that it's actually a story point that Deton invites us to do this because he trusts us. Honestly, the first MMO I saw that did this was Lotro. And I actually like it when other MMOs manage this kind of a thing. Now, they kind of drift in and out of this. I praised FF14 earlier, but I should probably mention that FF14 also does the exact opposite, even worse than WoW does. Every now and again in FF14, we are a observer to events that have nothing to do with us, right? So, we kind of drift back and forth in how exactly well written we are in relation to the story going around us. It's okay, Huthor. I know you hate good storytelling. Yeah, we actually have a personal relationship with several of the villains, too. Sela being a good example, and Admiral Lita being another one. And there will be others in the future, too. And this is critical, though. Not everything revolves around us. Because if everything revolved around us, that's going too far the other direction. That's making it so that we're the center of everything, and that's just ridiculous at that point. There's a character I'm not going to name who doesn't really care about us, but is a rival to Tuvok, and you know the one I'm talking about if you think about it, that I like the fact that we're just kind of over here. They're the ones that are really fighting each other. We're just kind of orbiting, right? And there's several like that throughout the course of the story arcs. Okay, sorry. So, let's do this. Come on. We need to finish this arc today. We're finishing the Romulan arc, I swear. Let me check something really quick. Yep, nope, that's right. Okay, cool. So, there's a location filled with a bunch of lava tubes.
Readings have been detected in the underground ruins on New Romulus. We need you to clear a path to the lowest levels and then signal us, so that Titan and our scientists can investigate.
I really hate to give 2 more negatives to gameplay, but honestly, I think you're right, Space Cadet. Ironically, that is one thing I think WoW does right. Now, I also think WoW does it wrong at the exact same time, but that's okay. Something can be right and wrong at the same time. So, for those of you not aware, quick proviso. In Star Trek Online, we are the main character. There is only one. It's us. In FF14, we are the main character. There's only one. It's us. I feel like I've seen that person before. Anyways, in Lotro, there's only one main character. It's us. In World of Warcraft, there are, and I actually literally sat down and did the numbers on this at one point in time, but there's something like 16, I think, main characters. And that's in lore. That's not just a proviso or a presumption. That's how the game is structured. And I actually always liked that. And that's what I think WoW does right. What I think WoW does wrong is I think it needs to acknowledge that more. I think that needs to be more of a thing, more present, more in the front. This brings me to Tor. Tor is the ultimate in-between of this entire concept. Because on the one hand, there's only one main character in Tor, but on the other hand, no, there isn't. There's actually 8. And Tor bounces back and forth between how it handles that several times. And we'll be discussing that more when we actually get to Tor as well. Now, even though my food's going to probably show up before we finish this quest, I am finishing the freaking Romulan arc today. This is happening. Alright, so let's find out what's going on down here, shall we? Yeah, I think food's gonna get here before that. It was what I was meant to have for lunch. Oh yeah, I never get to tell you what happened. Check this out. So I ordered Subway because I was shaky and I needed food. Then I paused. I was like, you know, it might be a minute. And I've had issues with that Subway before. So I decided to have a can of soup, which was all I had left in the house. It's like I had my emergency soup. So I had my emergency soup. Really? Oh, that's why. And Then a fairly long period of time passed, about 40 minutes. Of course, the Tholians are fine down here. Why wouldn't they be? So about 40 minutes later, I get a call from the delivery person. Yeah, they don't have your order. Now, if you're paying any kind of attention, if you've watched my streams regularly, you'll know that this is the second time I've had that exact same issue at the exact same subway. Last time, it was because they had received the receipt and then shoved it under the, the register, and then went on with dealing with whatever local customers were there, because the people at this particular subway are morons, apparently. So, I didn't verify if that was the issue this time or not. I just said, yeah, could you cancel that order for me, please? So my lunch was emergency soup. So I'm actually pretty hungry. Because I didn't really have lunch. I mean, I don't eat much, but soup is like 180 calories. It's a shame, because it was a good Subway at one point in time. It just isn't anymore. See, I'm getting Chinese, like I said, which was the original intent. I do need to replace the emergency soup, and I will Saturday when I have time to go grocery shopping. You know, I hear rumors that some people just go grocery shopping like whenever they need food, which is such a weird and alien thought to me. I do not have time to just go to the grocery store to pick up like 3 things, you know? Sanity. That is not that far. Yeah, I was gonna say, going to the grocery store here is basically a minimum of an hour trip, and that's if I'm being efficient. If I'm, you know, pushing to get through it as quickly as possible. And I've already missed something, of course I have. No, I call it emergency soup because it's actually there for when I'm sick. I get very specific types and styles of soup that I know work for me when my stomach is going, ugh, so that's what the emergency soup is there for. It's there for when I can't eat anything else. Or I suppose don't have anything else is the new thing. You might be thinking, but Lore, I heard you have emergency lasagna. And you're right, I actually do have emergency lasagna. Do you know how long it takes to bake lasagna? Yeah, it's a 90-minute thing-ish. Give or take. I used to keep bread on hand. The problem I have with bread is it goes bad so quickly. And again, I can only go to the grocery store like once a week. So I'm in a weird quandary with bread. I can't get enough bread to last the week, so I have to get less bread than I'll actually need. So if I get bread at all, I will go through it in the first couple of days, because that's how little I will get, and that'll make sure that it doesn't go bad. I can also get crap bread, admittedly, but I don't like crap bread. I am quite sure, Mike Romano. The bread I get has no preservatives at all, because it's really good bread. I think Maverick actually knows the specific type of bread I get, because he's gotten it too. I don't know if he's here right now. It's good stuff. I could get crap bread, and crap bread will last much longer. But the good bread, I could have the good bread as toast and just enjoy that. No additional anything's required. Well, usually I don't have shaking emergencies. Nah, this is local baked stuff, Uthor. Although, right, sorry, I forgot about the whole European thing, right? So, yeah, no, we just eat sugar. We just actually pour sugar into our mouths directly. It's quite good. I can like sourdough, but sourdough is really easy to screw up. So I'm pretty picky with it. Wow, this is an interesting room. Check this place out. A lot of Tholians down here. I mean, I've had the shake since I was a kid, Mike Tomato. The Weekies is what we used to call it. It's just a lack of protein thing. I know what you're thinking. No, it's not. It's sugar. No, it's protein. The thing that actually kills it is protein. We've never actually narrowed down exactly what's causing it. Because honestly, that takes a lot of doctors and a lot of guesswork who may or may not actually know what the hell they're talking about. If I could get a frickin' tricorder to just scan me and say what's wrong with me, then I'd do it. But that doesn't exist. Well, like a local loaf or a grocery store loaf, Uthor? Either way, you are quite correct. Ugh. Yeah, try Wonder Bread sometime, Uthor, if you ever really want to just hate yourself. God, I don't remember how to do this. Yep, glue loaf. God, I hate Wonder Bread so much. You know what's really worse, though, in my opinion? Really crap white bread is whatever, but really crap wheat bread is so much worse. Where's the next relay? Where's the next relay? Oh, there it goes. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, Wonder Bread at least serves a function. Really crap wheat bread is, in my opinion, insidious, because Wonder Bread isn't trying to pretend like it's healthy. But you get really crap wheat bread, and it's like, oh yeah, look, it's healthier than white bread, and it's so much better for you, and no, it isn't. Up. Run. Run. Run! Jesus Christ, go! Stupid Tholians. Piss off. Probably true, Mike Tomato. For the record, I actually like really good wheat bread. It's just, you know, you get that in a bakery. And now I must defeat the Tholian captain. Peaceful music playing as we're defeating the Tholian captain. fact, here, let's get some really quick boss music for 5 seconds. Here we go. Da-da-da-da! Oh god, we're dead. I haven't gotten into baking my own bread yet, but that's okay. Oh, we did it. Okay, recording.
I received your signal. Thank you for calling us down. I knew we could count on you.
Sir, I think I found some kind of log or recording.
Can you activate it?
I'm not sure. It has some iconography similar to artifacts found in the Isha Forest Cave. This symbol in particular looks...
So, plot twist. There's an Iconian gateway here.
Is that...
An Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
I love that the Universal Translator can't deal with this, by the way.
Is that an Iconian running through the gateway? Could that be an Iconian? I think another recording is starting. Those look like the same creatures we saw with the Iconian. It looks like they've hooked some kind of machinery up to the gateway. I think they're trying to power the gateway.
Do you remember that giant cataclysmic event that wiped out the Daewons?
How old are those recordings?
Yeah.
This can't be right. The first one seems to be 200,000 years old. The second one was recorded 50,000 years after that. And were those things Iconians?
We have a lot of research to do before any of those questions can be answered. This gate is clearly inoperable. Do you believe it could be reactivated?
With time, yes, I believe so. By the elements! Do you know what this means?
It means we have a chance to learn about one of the galaxy's most feared and ancient races.
And it means we have to destroy it.
We couldn't have done any of this without you.
Because that's what we do with Iconian gateways.
As amazing as this discovery is, it pales in comparison to what you've done for me and my people. I could never fully or properly express my gratitude for everything you've accomplished since coming to New Romulus. Because of you, the Romulans and Remans truly have a chance at starting a new life. You've helped secure our new home and given us a fighting chance at survival. There are no words that will ever fully express my gratitude.
Oh, we're totally blowing it up.
Information discovered from researching this gate will be shared, of course. Some people would be opposed to the releasing of secrets such as these. But time and time again, you have proven that we can all work together. For a brighter future and for a better Romulus, I thank you.
So, that's actually a hell of a plot twist, and again, did you catch the fact that all life on this planet was wiped out because of some freak geological instability 150,000 years ago, roughly? And yeah, it was specifically caused by someone trying to use the gateway. Remember that. That's going to be important. I think I'm actually going to cut off here. Not only am I supposed to, but, you know, duh. As a reminder, this is a Thursday, so for those of you who want to, we will be playing D&D later today. I will be hosting it on my channel, or you can see it on Guido's. Otherwise, we finally did it! We finished the Romulan arc. Tomorrow, we begin the Solanae, and we finally transition into the Cataclysm equivalent. I'll see you there.